Here we go, here we go. Boom, boom, boom. I think we already had the audio check with that sick beat that was on the home screen. Has no right sounding that cool. Or hitting that hard, usually, in that screen. But sometimes it do. Okay, let's see. How are we looking? Are we going to have a good internet day? Are we going to have a bad internet day? Nikar, how you doing? Hey, are we going to have a bad internet day? Nikar, how you doing? Hey, are we going to have a bad internet day? Nikar, how you doing? What screen was I on? Okay. Alright, that was weird. Just, I want to talk back at myself. Don't you talk back to me, myself. Okay, there we go. I think that answers that question. Yeah, there was like an extra screen in here that should not have been here. Alright. Alright. Gray, how you doing?
System failure.
Shutting
down.
I just got here. Oh, hey. Is everything good? Yeah, I think she was just like saying the thing that would have been said right before I left and came back or something. Anyway, how was everybody's holiday? Those of you who had the holiday. Alright, we're gonna go up on the roof and just not try to fall off of it. There we go. Okay. Bradicus, how you doing? You just doing your shopping? Gotcha. I understand. I understand. Today, I think we're going to try and do a few more missions and grind out a couple more workbenches or something like that. I'm not 100% sure about which way we're going to go with it, but we're going to get some stuff and things done, because we shouldn't have a horde. We just had a horde, so we shouldn't have a horde that we have to worry about.
How may I assist you?
By not shouting into my eardrums. The video that I was recording yesterday, the game for some reason is very, very quiet. I was doing the Skyrim series. I started up chapter 2. The patrons, for those of you who are patrons, they'll be coming out on Monday. I think I accidentally skipped 2 weeks instead of 1 week. I only meant to do 1 week, but the whole hard drive thing going out kind of messed me up and threw me off. But I do have that episode recorded and it is going up. But for some reason the audio in Skyrim is so low, especially if you're talking to somebody that's right in front of you, and you can hear them barely.
Mother ape ass!
Yes, but the person that's down the corner and around the side of a building, you can hear them as if they're right here. I don't understand sometimes what Bethesda has done with their audio, but sometimes it is just so messed up. How you doing, Richie? And thank you so much for those biddies. I do appreciate. I don't know what it is, but sometimes, even in Fallout 76, which we will be playing tomorrow, but even in that game, I have noticed that there are things that are going on right in front of me, things like minor mechanical something or another that are right in front of me that I can barely hear, but for some reason my companion that is up on the second floor, or third floor rather, inside of his booth, I can hear him talking as if he's right behind my head. And I don't get how that happens sometimes. It's just so frustrating. We have got no clue where the things and stuff are, because every time I go from one playthrough to the other playthrough, I have to remember where I'm storing things. I think I had them over here, didn't I? Not that one. Not that one. This one. I need labels. I need better boxes, but I also need labels. Try Oblivion Remastered. I ran into a bug where I was right in front of a guy and he sounded like he was on the floor above me. Yeah, there's just something odd about their audio. Now, I can't say that 7 Days has really good audio either, because there can be a zombie in front of you and it sounds like they're right behind your head, or just the opposite, it sounds like some sound is over here, but they're actually right behind you fisting a chomp on the cheek. It has happened both ways. So there's just, it's not just that, I also have an issue where I have to keep one headphone off of my ear, which I'm just weird like that. I need to hear my volume. Otherwise I can't control my volume because I don't feed it back through my headset. I need to make sure I'm not yelling at folks more than me actually yelling. So I keep one side off, so that automatically throws off my audio as far as hearing it from the game. But some of those times it's not that, it's just the game audio is wonky. I have distilled water. I'm not sure why I'm carrying distilled water, but I was. Distilled water. Did I never make any distilled anything to drinks? I thought I came over here at one point to do it and then I didn't finish it. Because it was just going to take too long. There we go. Let's just wait on those drinks, because I would prefer to not get dysentery and then have people giggling at me the whole time because my character's making funny noises. I am exceptionally tired today. I seriously thought about downing another 5-hour energy shot after already having one.
I'm burning now! Take it easy. Hellfire is burning me alive!
Hellfire is burning me alive! I did a whole lot of work yesterday. I did a lot of recordings on Monday. I did a full block of 5 recordings. I think it was a full block of 5 recordings. I started losing my voice before the end of it. And I made a bunch of thumbnails and retrieved a whole bunch of stuff that I was missing from my hard drive. And then Tuesday I did a recording. I worked in the garden a little bit and I took care of my chickens, and then I came inside and spent about an hour and a half to 2 hours or something like that peeling peaches that we had gotten from the farmer's market. And as soon as I got them all peeled in their cans, and the broth, not the broth, but the it's not really brine, it's syrup. The syrup poured into them and got them on the stove to cook them, our power went out for 2 hours. And I was like, I'm not gonna, and this is after I did all the dishes so that I could do all of this. So I'd been standing in the kitchen for hours to get to the point where I could can these peaches. And then the power goes out. So I got forced to wait for a couple of hours until our power came back on, and then each batch of peaches, which I had 3 batches of peaches, it made a lot of peaches, because we had a full box. Each box has to boil for 20 minutes. The problem is since the power outage happened, all of the syrup that I poured into them had a chance to cool, which means each time I started a new batch, I had to warm it up from completely cold water, and this is a big old thing of water, so it's like, basically each batch took about an hour to do because I had to heat each batch separately so I wouldn't break a glass. It took so long. It was such a longer process than it should have been. Oh man. But it's good. So far as I can tell, all of the cans sealed properly, so they should all be edible. As soon as I check them all today and get them cleaned off and get them all stacked up, I plan on popping one open of that and of my homemade relish that I tried out making. I also did that Monday evening, was making my first relish. It was only a can and a half, but it was my first attempt at it. Didn't really take all that long to do either. But I did sleep well after I finally went to bed. I had to talk myself into going to bed because it was so daggum stressful. Is Liz Cam exposure up a notch too high? Blame the cats? No, it's the lighting in the room. If I turn the light back on, it should even back out. Let's see. It's trying to compensate for low light in the room. I don't have my background light. I've got lights to put in the background, but I don't have like a cast some light into the background thing anymore. When I got these, I was like, okay, I'll put some twinkle lights in the background, and then I realized this is probably not going to work to fix the balance of the camera. That, and for some reason, everything nowadays, instead of coming with an actual plug, they keep sending these. Why? Why don't people just put regular plugs on things anymore? Anyway, I'll probably still wind up using them, but I need more than this. And I'm gonna have to figure out something to plug that into because I don't have like 5,000 of those extra boxes floating around. Nobody puts normal plugs on things anymore. I walked up to a guy and he fell into the ground and sounded like he was on a floor above me. Good game. Yeah, that's usually how it works. That just looks like it's a hover plane. The propellers are not moving or nothing. Put some in the chicken coop? No, sadly, Did you know that if there are lights on, the chickens will stay awake? I think they eventually drift off, but as far as going into like a full-on slumber, they can't have lights on. I found out the hard way. Howdy, Chaplain. I found out the hard way what was keeping my chickens out of their coop. Do you remember last year I said we had to turn on a night light for our chickens? What it was is we had a light above our garage that would stay on all night, just kind of as a way of keeping predators and stuff like that out of the yard. Apparently that light was attracting the chickens outside of the chicken coop, which is the reason why we had to have the night light in there. It would pull the chickens into the house, and then it would shut off, and they would stay in there because it was dark. But if they were already in the chicken run, the light that was outside on our garage would keep them outside. So sadly, the chickens just can't have random lights, which would be cool because that means I could go out at any time to check on them. Now, every time I take a flashlight out there, it sounds like I've pissed off the entire chicken house. You didn't know that they were half moth? Yes, they are. They are half moth. They really are. Did you know that when chickens actually are asleep at night, they are near about comatose? Near about. I could go outside while I was trying to teach the chicks, how to go into the chicken house. I could pick them up and they wouldn't even defend themselves. Like, so if something broke into your chicken house, the chickens won't even defend themselves. They would just sit there. They're basically comatose. They're basically half moth. They will go to the last vestige of light and then they will go to sleep. And they will go comatose until the next day. Drinks, please! I have a need for hydration. I also probably have a need for getting some of these chickens put away because as funny as it was, I would kind of like to have my frames back. It's good for the memes, right? I don't even want to know what my... Hold on. Can I... Which button was it for frame rate? Not that one. I have 28 frames right here. 28 frames. I don't know if you guys can see this. Hang on. You see it right there? It's very, very tiny, tiny font. Yeah, I can see you. Oh, thank you. But yeah, I probably... Which button was that? Yeah, there we go. I probably need to pick these guys up. Nobody's gonna want to come around here if they don't have frame rate. Which is sad. I probably need to get, I don't know, some sort of a big storage box for them or something. Maybe that's my goal to... I'll definitely read those. Maybe that's my goal today. I'll do like a... What's a good size box? A tier 5 box? Something like that. And... clear that POI and take the box. So that I can store all of the extra chickens in it so we can get our frame rate back and people can come by the community center because that's kind of ridiculous. That's kind of why you started lagging? Yeah, that's why. Somebody thought it would be funny to bring me all of the chickens inside a box, like I wouldn't put them out. Well, I put them out! This is what happens when I put all the chickens out. Oh, Lord. That's funny you never have a problem over here? Well, I have a frame rate issue. A bit of a frame rate issue. I think what I probably need to do is go repair this gun. And I've got plenty of ammo off of the Horde Night that we did. And we just go find a tier 5 POI and we get to the loot at the end of it and we snatch the container. It's either that or do I have the... I never even put down the box for... Is it in here that I can make it? It's a safe. The gun's safe. Yeah, let me check that before I go taking a box out of a tier 5, because it would suck for somebody to get to the end of a tier 5 and not be able to find the box. And I can't get tier 5 missions just yet. And going in there with other people to help them with their missions, if they're not actually shooting the bad guys, they're not getting the experience for leveling their weapons. I mean, you can still help each other, obviously, but you're not going to get the experience you need. From the way I understand this, people correct me if I'm wrong. If you personally do not kill a zombie by a headshot, you do not get full max HP from the kill shot for your... what is it called? For this, the thing that you spec into, you get the max 8 XP that you need for your weapon if you use that weapon and get a headshot, and you're the one who does the kill shot, right? If you can make them the standard storage. I don't think I can. I don't have any ink and stuff like that. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, in here you have to have the ink and stuff. Yeah, that's black dye. I don't have any black dye. Here, let's... Can I find a spot in here to set this down so I can put some of them up? Okay. I guess that'll work. How much storage is that? That's a pretty decent amount of storage. Let's get some of them put away. Oh my gosh. Just until I can get some of my frame rate back, you know? This is silly. You just need some red, blues, and yellows and stuff like that? Oh, that's fine, it's fine. Oh, thank you, thank you. I've got a storage, guys. It's fine, it's fine. No! Chicky! Okay. You raided the nest for a few days ago? I think the max it can have is 3, so it's absolutely fine. I don't think there's any way I'm gonna be able to use all the ones that I've got. I've got like 200 and some odd eggs already. So if anybody needs to farm eggs, just come in here and pull all the chickens out and set them down for like an hour or so. And you'll have plenty of eggs. Got a death whisper. While I'm in the middle of handling chickens. Okay. Okay, oh my gosh, can I please have my frames back? I've put some of them away, game! I have broken the laws of physics with chickens. I don't feel like I've gotten any of my frames back, probably because they just spawned in though. Dude, stop shooting me. Okay. This also explains where all my chickens went. Pretty sure they got chicken napped. Oh no.
I've got more information about this. Sensors have picked up something.
Oh, nice. Recipes. I would like, wait, where have I got my points on this character? Good heavens, I don't even know. Over here, please. I've got stuff into dexterity. I could take Iron Gut, that would probably help. Yeah, let's do Iron Gut. I didn't realize this character hadn't got any Iron Gut, that's not good. Holy cluckhouse of chickens? Yes, it is. It really, really is. Bread! I've got to get the chickens put away. They're killing the frame rate. The good news is if anybody needs any chickens, they can just take them out of the safe, drop them down, leave them for like a couple of hours, and then come back and all of the chicken stuff will be full. Oh. Okay. What are we doing? Chicken. Thank you. You know what? We have to have a few chickens that are just sitting here, you know? We can't just, like, not have any chickens. So I say we leave some of them here. I do want to change this, though, to... what? This, maybe? I don't think that's gonna work with that door. I have to keep the... See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. The chickens are kind of weird. For some reason, they're aggro to doors. There we go. So there'll be a few, but if anybody has like a big project they're trying to work on and they need to come through and grab eggs. I did not mean to grab that. Stop pushing, chicken. That was just your stomach growling? Yeah, okay. Rachie, can you whistle? Your people are stuck in here. Thank you. They were in the way of the egg gathering.
It is a pleasure to serve.
Lydia, I swear to...
Please don't leave me in here too long.
You did this to yourself. That was a strategic piece of chicanery that you just did right there. Everybody saw it. We all know it. We saw what you did! Okay. 71 eggs. See, it does not take very long for this egg stuff. Now, I don't know whether or not I should have kept all the chicken houses, but it's fine. Plus, there's like 238 chickens. 300 chicken eggs. 300 of them. If anybody needs chicken eggs, we've got plenty. Are these guys done? Yes. Strength? Lydia just wants attention? Exactly. Just like right in front of your face. Isn't this the server's last day or am I off? I actually have no idea. If the server is starting to fall apart or whatever, then we can reset to something else. I don't know if there's a undead country. I don't know how that's going to run, if there's a server version for it, but somebody was asking me in the comment on one of my videos about playing that one, and it's basically the inverse of undead. Not undead, Rebirth. Instead of a whole bunch of zombies being inside the POIs, most of the zombies are out in world, and there's some other changes. I've actually been looking at it for a playthrough, that we could potentially do something like that for the server, but we could also go back to vanilla if that's what people want. But it is also okay that as long as the server is stable, that it continues on, and as long as people are continuing to play it. If nobody wishes to play on it, like everybody has maxed out everything that they want to do, then yeah, we should definitely change it before people start getting bored and not getting on anymore, you know? I would much rather people be able to start back at 0 if that's what they intend to do or like to do, than for us to have a server continuing on, you know? You pay more attention to these chickens than you do me. Exactly. Exactly. You're home with your sandwich? Gotcha. If you don't want to upgrade frames but don't want to pick them up, give them a punch and damage them prevents them from being picked up. That's a good idea. I think the only reason I haven't done that is just in case for some reason we need to go into that side and taking down the frames instead of punching them out and losing them. The issue is it's... Right now they're not doing it because there's not as many. Whenever I had all of them in there, they kept pushing themselves out of the door. So I set up a two-way barricade so that they couldn't do that anymore. Let me go ahead and make some more 7.62 ammo. That's not very much now, is it? If this thing moves any slower, I might just fall asleep. I was not expecting this to be a full effort. You know, I was not expecting this to be a thing. Okay, let's go ahead and get our health and everything else taken care of. Is there not a single drink that you can drink in this one that's like a 50 drink or something like that? That you could put a whole bunch into? Because not even... I thought it was the distilled water or whatever that you could play in the base game that gave you... Not the boiled water. I thought it was the distilled water that gave you a whole lot more water than anything else. I wonder if they changed that, or if I'm just not... Yuka is the best? Okay. Reaper! How you doing? How you feeling, dude? That was a long trip you made. Do we have any more Yuka? I mean, it's growing, but it's not ready. Okay. No, I don't need 30 of that. Okay. No, it's because they do other things as well. Gotcha. I just want one specifically for... I just need hydration, and I don't want to poop myself. I don't think that's too much to ask out of water, you know? I'm not picky. I'm not asking for anything crazy here. I don't think I am, anyway. Can I just have water that just hydrates me? That's... Gatorade. Something. And the most hydration is the Yuka, yeah. I was just like really hoping for like 50 water, you know? Just like a round, nice round 50. What's this odd 34 number? I mean, it's not odd, but you know what I mean. Purified and distilled Yuka smoothies are normally the best vanilla ones, 60 each. Yeah, see, I thought it was like there was one that had a whole lot of water. You just carry that if you need topping off with water. You rarely ever have to carry it. I thought so. So they nerfed it because they added abilities to it. That makes sense. Does make sense. How are the peaches? The peaches are done. I actually put a picture of the... Did I put a picture of the final product on Discord? I thought I did. It's inside the gardening section, right? Make sure I actually put it on there. Because I may have intended to put it on there and I just didn't. Because that would not be the first time. It's under experiments? Yeah. I got 15 cans out of it. Well, 16 cans and 2 tiny cans out of all those peaches. It was an experience. Monday evening, I did my cucumbers. I only had like a handful of cucumbers, so I got a jar and a half of relish. I still haven't opened those to try those. I figured I'd give them a couple of days in the refrigerator, and then I'll try those. But then, I cut up... Well, I did all the dishes, because I wanted to clean areas, so that took a little while. I cut up all the peaches. That took a while, because everybody has like 5,000 different methods for doing things. It's like, always you have to do it this way, grandmother said so. So I was going off 5,000 different types of directions about how I was supposed to do this. Ultimately, I just decided to take the skins off myself and cut them. It worked, it just took a while. It took me about an hour and a half, 2 hours alone just to cut those. And as soon as I got done with those, I put them all in the cans, and then I made the syrup, and I put it in the cans. I put the cans inside the water bath canner. I turned it on, and the power went off for 2 hours. Not even joking. So, it took me a while. Oh, man. That's why the default drinks I made are the red and the yellow tea or coffee. Seems not worth it when you don't seem to get much from it, but it's the middle of winter, you pop open your own can of peaches and eat them. Well, an entire box of them made 15 jars, and I usually don't keep very many peaches in the house. It's not just that, but as soon as I get done with the stream, I'm going to go into the kitchen and all of the pits and skins and everything, I put those in a bowl and stuck them back in the refrigerator. I'm going to boil those down and turn that into jelly, so I won't just have the peaches, I'll have the peach jelly afterwards too. I had to go get some more jars because I'm out. Completely out. Yes.
You talking about peaches?
Yes.
Figured I should let you know I picked up a leaf. I was like, maybe I should just straighten it.
Poor cat. She is something else. Okay, one notification. This is TMI if you want to cover your ears for 5 seconds. The toilet seat is broken. I wedged it back in there so it shouldn't go anywhere. Just be careful. I think the cat did something. I don't know. I don't know.
The only cat that messes with the toilet is Libra.
All I know is when I sat down, I almost fell in. Okay? But I'm just saving you from that instance. I've had a morning, okay? It's one of those kind of... TMI, guys, sorry. You guys didn't need to know that, but I wanted to save her from accidentally almost falling in the toilet. Let me see. Did you fall? I almost fell in. I almost fell in. It was like the backside came undone. I don't know if it's been like that, if I haven't noticed, if... I have no idea. I just know when I sat down, it slid. And it just, like, tilted. I seem to recall it being broken before, but it's never... I never sat on it at the right angle for it to come back off, I think is the problem. It's either that or it was holding on by a thread. I don't know. The point being is the toilet seat needs to be fixed. Okay, we've got our water. We've got our drinks. I want to go pick up some missions because I haven't had a chance to do very many missions, and I need to get a weapons repair kit. I could probably make one, but I'll just go buy one. It's fine. See if it has more than one, and I'll grab a couple of them before I go do the mission. Is Gray on the team? Has Gray been sent a request? Bleh! Oh my gosh. Lag? Thank you. The peaches are heavy. I talked to Brett. He knows what to do with the final horde base if you want to use it. If used, do server, then we can get a new one going. That's entirely up to if everybody feels like they're at the end game and they're at the point where they're not really doing it very much, I am completely okay with us moving on to another server. I will always be behind you guys by like weeks. So I am leaving that entirely up to you. I can jump on here and play whatever.
Watch your back.
Hey, buddy. You look thirsty. Why don't you get hydrated?
Oh, thank you. Or somebody did it as a joke. I don't think so. That toilet humor seems beneath Bam. I don't think he went in there and rigged the toilet to fail. Millions of peaches for free. Yeah, on my X, there was a X Twitter, whichever one you call it. Whenever you say on my ex, it sounds like you're fixing to start talking about your ex-boyfriend or something like that. It said there's a million songs out there about a woman and her ex-boyfriend and leaving her and breaking her heart, but there's only one song out there where there's millions of peaches for free. It's just like, why on earth did that particular tweet come through? We need to get Chaplin a clean slate to build on? Gotcha. Alright. Well, actually, we need to at least go get some screenshots of his if he's done building, though.
Try anything smart, and you'll get a new start.
I always feel like you underestimate my ability to try something stupid. Should I... Not try something stupid. I was actually thinking about getting an antibiotic, but I think I'll wait.
Gawking at goods, and that's all you buy?
Hang on, there's actually something I meant to grab on my way in. I want to make sure I get it before I spend all of my money, possibly on other things. Grab 2 of those. Okay, that's what I needed. Okay, I thought I dropped it. That's not the first time I've hit that button and accidentally did drop it. Now, let's get a mission. Mission. I would also like to request a map where I don't have to build a construction company just to get my trader. You had to build a construction company to get a trader? Or to get to your trader. Oh. The one that I was just talking about, I don't know, you guys, if you have heard anything, this is the first time I've heard of this mod. So I haven't done any research, I just did a cursory glance at it. It is Undead Country. Instead of like this one where there's very few zombies in world, most of the zombies are in your POIs and stuff. This one is the opposite. Most of the zombies are in world. There's lots of zombies and there's big cities. I don't know if this is even playable on a server if you guys want to look into it, if this is something you guys are interested in. I have it on my list to take a peek at it. What do we want to do? Balls strike bowling. Do we want to play with the balls? I don't know that we do. You know what?
Hey,
sure,
jerk.
Why not?
You need some work, or what?
You're still enjoying the server? Gotcha. He got screwed when the game generated the map. Oh, okay, I gotcha. Well, I think no matter what game we play, modded or unmodded, there's always something wonky going on with map generation as it is, unless you do one of the base game maps, and they suck. I know that there's like a whole contingent of people out there that swear by Nava's gain, and... Let go of my vehicle. They swear by Nava's gain, and
Master, we are not alone.
Don't you touch my vehicle! I saw you. And the pre-gens or something, I really don't like them. You play them once and it's a good novelty, but ultimately they are not enjoyable maps. This is a bowling alley? There's no way this is the one that I was doing. This is somebody else's mission. Oh, okay. Go nuts or balls? There seems to be a theme here. Hang on, let's go deal with the nuts and then we'll deal with the balls. What is going on? Yeah, this is somebody else's mission, not mine. This is a tier 5. I don't have tier 5s open yet. I think there's probably a fence through there. You mean the Grand Canyon cutting the server in half? You know, there is supposed to be a setting whenever you play a single player you can tell no canyons. Is there a setting like that for server setup? I've already forgotten. It's been a long time since I've set up the server. You guys have been gracious enough to take care of that for me lately. So... is that like a server thing that we've been neglecting? Where is... oh. I have a new map generated and I flew all over it and didn't see any glitches, so hopefully it will be fine. Okay, good. That would be cool. If you were to do something like, I don't know if you guys are wanting to do the next one modded, but like Undead Country, the one that I was just talking about, just to let you know that this one requires a brand new map with the mod installed because it manipulates the map. So, I don't know if you guys are wanting to do like a Darkness Falls, if there's another mod. I mean, Joke Mod is updated, I think. If you guys would rather do Joke Mod. Are there any electronic stuff? Nope. Let's go inside and find our electronics. So I know Darkness Falls, if you play Darkness Falls, you have to use one of their maps. Maybe he's fixed it to where it won't cause a problem if you generate a map. I don't know if that fix has been made. It used to be you weren't guaranteed to get the POI that the in-game is in, or the other ones. If you did a random gen, you had to do his maps. I don't know if that ever got fixed for Darkness Falls. I think I've seen people do random gen maps on that one before and at spawn. The joke mod is not your cup of tea? Oh no.
Incoming enemies. Prepare for conflict.
Lydia? It's also whether or not Ping Perfect supports the mod. That's true. The game tried to generate mountains, but it just took the giant lines out of it, Oliver. Yeah, it's just a random glitch that the thing did. And Joke Mod has evolved heavily. It's way harder than it used to be. Well, that's good. As long as it hasn't lost its humor. Okay. Like I said, I'm completely okay with trying anything. I would prefer to not play the exact same mods that I am playing in a playthrough. As fun as this has been, there's a reason why swapping over to the Purge scenario has been good, is because I don't like playing on the VODs channel the exact same thing that I am playing on the other channel. I kind of... especially since one of them is playing at the exact same time that I'm streaming. Just like here, choose this or this. It's the exact same flavor, same person and everything. You love the Purge mod? I am enjoying it.
Master, we are not alone.
I don't know what it is about the... It's not that it gives a feeling of in-game or anything else like that. It's more of... I've always wondered why it was that we're always having to go back to the same POIs. The area never clears out. The traders are always talking about, you need to clear out this area, clear out this area, clear out this area. Then you can go to the same area 5 times because the bad guys keep coming back or whatever. But there's no progression other than that. There's no reason why you're doing it. In this case, it tells you, hey, we're going to move people back in here and they're going to finish clearing it out after you get done with this. At least there's an attempt at a reason why. That, and I just like clearing out sections. It's way more immersive than going back and forth. Hold on, lady, I just saw that. It's way more immersive than going back and forth and doing jobs. It's more satisfying. Not sure if it's immersive, it's satisfying. Let me put it that way. And while I know that's not everybody's cup of tea because there's not a Horde Night, but let's all be honest, Horde Nights are overdone anyway, so don't you do it. Let's see, I'm guessing Ping's probably got the big three, Darkness Falls, Rebirth, Warzerk. It's probably also got, what was the other one? Oh my gosh, the big one last year, basically. The one where everything was all technical. Well, it felt like everything was technical. Ah, hell. Dude, my brain is fried. This week has been crazy. The robot one? No, I don't think the robot one was very, I don't think it's established enough for it to be... I mean, yeah, people got in on playing it, but I don't think it's that far advanced. Oh, we played it on the server. I don't know. Yeah, we did. We played it in one of the servers. Dadgummit. It's not Warzerk, it's the other one. Did you sleep through it? No, I don't think so. It was, I'll think about it later. I'm sure. It'll probably be too late to tell you guys, and I'll be like, hey, I remembered a thing, and nah, I didn't remember it. Until it was way too late. I need this. Good heavens. If I could remember any of the weapons or anything like that that came along with the mod. I know that it had a research table. So I remember us having to do that. We played it after Jwoodle played it. And one of the ways Jwoodle got around... Undead Legacy, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That one. What's up? Yes. I was just fixing to say, Woodle figured out how to get around the weight thing by using ladders. Forgot about that one? Yeah. And I'm not sure whether or not they haven't done any big updates or anything like that, and that's the reason it's kind of fallen off the radar, but yeah, that's another big one. There's another one. It's like a weapons mod that recently came out. But if I'm not mistaken, that one is just basically like the base game, but it's got a whole lot of new weapons. Apparently Spheri changed how letters work to stop that from happening again. Escape from Tarkov, yes, that one. Here, let me point at you like this. I'm just gonna throw my mouse. Hello? I was told there were go nuts here. Oh. I'll take that. Those are all things I probably don't need. That doesn't have a sell price, really. I should have cranked those. Cranked them? Yes. Crank them. Sure, that's how TVs work. Undead Legacy was the best for just enough extra BS instead of the too much BS when it came to complexity of crafting. I guess? I did not mean to pick that up again. Whereas, what's the one that's really, really grindy? It was big a few years ago, and I don't think I've seen anybody playing it recently, but it was like more hardcore. And hardcore, I mean like, the vibe of it was... I kept calling it metal, because that's how I felt whenever I played it. I don't even remember anymore. Ravenhurst, yeah. I haven't seen anybody play a Ravenhurst one in a while.
I've got a bad feeling.
Don't you do it! Don't you! Oh, you! Oh man. Oh man. again. That was probably me and my wild shooting that broke that.
Emotional damage.
Ravenhurst fell underneath the too much BS. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. I did a test trial on that one for... what was it like at the time? It was like 5 days or something like that. Yeah, it was way too much BS. It was way too grindy. Everything basically had to move mountains just to craft things. Oh. I'll do it. Oh, he's a runner. Okay. Kind of hard for you to hit me when you're inside of my face, but sure. I do apologize, guys. I'm having the day where I can't remember things, and I'm also not very good at describing things, too. Apparently, I am a bit on the tired side. Who'd have thunk it? There's a whole village over there. I am all brained out. I don't need to do that. I need to do this. Garbage! Wow. Oh. No, no! I did not mean to fall. Question. Where is your final loot room? I want to see what kind of box you have. I think I know what kind of box you have, but... Which way have I not been? Over here, maybe? Oh, this is the way I came. They wanted to make sure the weapons were perfect before finishing the rest of it, since the weapons were the focus. I play games to have fun, not get a college education, because I gotta figure out how to play it. Yes. Minecraft with a 7 Days to Die mod pack. I would probably play that one. They do have a few mod packs that are like, I think I saw Captain Sparkle play one. It was... I don't know, you were in like a big city. I have no idea what that one was called. If I can't remember the 7 Days to Die mods that I played a couple of years ago, I'm definitely not going to remember a mod pack that Captain Sparkles played a few months ago. It's probably 6 months ago. About some of the same stuff, so there's not any hope in hell that I'll be able to help remind you what that one was, but it was zombie related. Seven Days is already an adult Minecraft. Yes, that's true. Tonfu, I'd say 7 Days is a generic uncle at this point. Vintage Story is an adult Minecraft. That is true as well. I do hope that they don't go any more... what would be the phrase that would actually fit? Okay, don't take this the wrong way, guys. Don't take it the wrong way. I'm not dissing on 7 Days. I'm not dissing on the Fun Pimps for attempting to try something different after 10 years of working on the same thing. But with the advent of magical armors and some of the changes that they have made, they turned it into basic bitch-ass survival. If that makes any sense. Instead of realistic sandbox survival, they turned it into basic bitch-ass survival. Mostly because there's a lot of people who get on the game, get mad because they see how other people are playing and want to govern how they play and demand that the Fun Pimps change the game to accommodate their playstyle. So in that way, the Fun Pimps are kind of reacting to what some of the audience is asking for ridiculous reasons. What on earth is even going on over there? Why am I hearing things like I'm picking them up? That sound is getting annoying. What's going on? Is that just the sound of me getting random experience? But it's actually sounding like it's putting something in my pocket? Come Why does it sound like it's putting something in my pocket? Just realized how close we were to the base. I should not have fallen down here. What was I thinking? I don't mean to criticize the fun pimps whenever I say that. I get, like I said, they're reacting to what other people are saying about their game and they're wanting to change it. There's the loot room. I don't know how I missed going downstairs. I think I got sidetracked. The fun pimps don't even know what's going on with their own game anymore. They went from being a zombie game to where there's a Yeti coming to eat you. Yeah, I don't understand that because somebody actually made the comment. It was funny whenever we had a zombie wearing a flannel shirt that only showed up in the snow biome and everybody called him Yeti. Weird how that is. But now there's an actual Yeti and now there's I don't mind the storms. I understand you can explain the storms within the confines of the lore of the game. Because with Fallout and the random things that would happen to the world if humans suddenly stop putting their hands in it. We're talking about, first off, the explosions that happened as a result of us trying to fight the infection. Then secondly, all of the secondary explosions that would happen around the world because of lack of human intervention, say the nuclear power plants. Those things have to be cooled. And after so many years of not being maintained on generators and stuff, those things would just go nuclear anyway. So blasts of different types of weather than we're accustomed to, I understand that. So I don't mind the storms update that they're talking about. But then suddenly they have a zombie that has the ability to do what look like locusts, maybe? I don't know what the thing is doing. And then now they have this Yeti one that has a special power too. I'm not sure that they're not going magical with 7 days. Which is a bit concerning because the game, I don't think, was ever intended to be magical. Or at least, it didn't seem like it was going to be magical. It's almost in the same way of, you guys know how much I love Resident Evil. Absolutely adore Resident Evil, but once Resident Evil decided to include vampires and werewolves, I was out. It's not the vibe that game is supposed to be going for, and therefore, since they're not actually a part of the vibe, it takes you out of the game and it becomes a game again. In the same way, I hope they don't actually create magical creatures. It's already weird enough that we have some that spit, but, you know, just like vomiting things. I can imagine zombies would vomit, and heck, maybe if it was created from some toxic sludge that it found, maybe said vomit would be toxic, but a plague of locusts and maybe it shoots fireballs, not fireballs, but snowballs at you or something like that. I'm not sure I can get on the same train with that one. I'll be honest with you, I think it's gonna just come off weird. And I get that the vampires and stuff like that, they fixed the lure to, you know, include them or whatever. It doesn't actually fit. Where are them stairs at, though? Dude, I'm trying really hard to not bust the crap out of this POI. It was here, right? Hang on. There was a light facing here. This goes right back into the room I was in, well, doesn't it? Yes, it does. Okay, I'm just gonna go down the hard way. Let's go in here. I think this is actually the way I was supposed to go. Never mind. Got too busy talking and forgot where I was at and which POI I was in. It's fine.
My senses have picked up something.
Yep. Should probably put it down before you strain your back, Lydia. Don't go down like that. I haven't bought you dinner. You haven't bought me dinner. We're not that close. Ow. Okay. I'm on fire. Okay. The plague spitter, while cool, I don't understand where it's coming from. Cop spit at least can be explained by stomach bile, but locust throwers? Yeah. It feels like they're looking to turn it towards, instead of an apocalyptic outcome, into more a demonic dimensional thing. Well, they did play Darkness Falls before they announced the new ones, plus we do have new colored zombies, and one's an Infernal Orange. Yeah, but I thought that the colors on it were just basically to give them the ability to make more levels. You know, like we have the regulars, we have the ferals, then we have the irradiated. Them being able to change the colors makes it to where they can put more varying degrees on the zombies. They're all going to be the same zombies, just the color is going to denote whether or not it's a stronger zombie. Probably in the same way that Darkness Falls, because I'm not going to say that all of their ideas are just from the people who are talking at the office. They do get a lot of ideas from people who mod the game. And hopefully whenever they do this, it will be like, they say thank you and compensate in some way, or promote in some way that individual's work with their game that has been out for as long as it has. And by sticking by it and making people want to play it by creating
We are not
mods.
alone.
Do not hit that PC! Is it damaged? It's probably damaged. Okay, phew, it's not. No, that is though. Oh man. Sad days. Sad, sad days. I can't pick that one up because it's damaged. If you want a zombie game with a twist, you should play. Hold on, I didn't finish reading that. You should read game with a twist, Zombie Piercer. The train is your base and the world is infested with zombies. I have seen Game Edge playing that one, I think. Was it Game Edge? I think it was Game Edge. Yes. Was this your chair? Was it special to you? Where are you? Oh.
My senses
Lydia,
have picked up
seriously?
something.
Have they now? Locust throwing zombies. Possibly snow spitting zombies and the daggone robot garbage stuff. Anyway, nobody told you to get up, dude. Nobody, not a single person asked you to get up. I need to go back and get lights. Anyway. I don't mind if that's the direction they're actually wanting to go, but I feel like, in some ways, I feel like with all of the extra hirings that they have done, with all of the extra people that they have pulled in from different areas, even if they're there for contract work and they're doing stuff, I feel like since they've pulled in more people into the development team, yes, things have been progressing. I'm not sure that they're progressing faster, but they're progressing. I feel like the feel and the direction of the game has changed. I just hope that whatever they wind up with at the end is something that everybody was expecting and wanting. You know? I hope it becomes cohesive. And not just like a disjointed, I want this, 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 and this, and we're going to slam it all in one game, squish it together with a little bit of duct tape, and throw it out there, and then just whatever that is it, you know? As long as you can actually tie it together with a story. I think one of the biggest problems I have is, okay, yeah, we talked about the cop spitting, we got bile, we got toxic, we can kind of understand that, and then we're going to turn around and have, like, this plague spitter and this yeti thing. Does that fit with the story? They're cool creatures, yes, but does that fit with the story? Are those just going to be like the white creature, or are they going to be bosses? I mean, as a boss, I would kind of understand those things being a very unique mixture of things that happen, that somehow this happened, and now whichever faction you go with sends you after this big boss. I understand that, but as just like a walking zombie, I don't think that that really fits with the world, because that means serious mutations have happened. You just want 7 days to still be 7 days at the end of the line, or at least still feel like 7 days. Or the progression that the players want. Yeah. Sad but true, if you look at the OG Kickstarter, the features promised are either really late in coming or not coming at this point. Yeah. Well, it's gone way past the point where 7 days was meant as a title. It wasn't 7 days until the Horde. It was 7 days until you died from the infection. Missy, how you doing? I gotta admit, seeing Raiders and Rebirth, I'm not looking forward to the vanilla Raiders now. I'm surprised they haven't added zombies that act like Left 4 Dead. I think the reason why they have not added Raiders or any NPCs really into the base game is because they don't have an AI for them. They're operating underneath the same AI as a zombie does. Heck, even the chickens are basically operating underneath the same AI, and they're not supposed to be operating in the same way the AI. Tell me, how does the chicken know where the door is? Why does it sit at the door? These guys are...
I've got a bad feeling about this.
This is not your floor, ma'am. They are operating underneath, like, this static, one-dimensional AI that has not been figured out, in my opinion. And I am a noob, and I know no idea how to program games at all. I just play a lot of them. I can tell you, when they started talking about doing, and I've talked about this before, when they started talking about putting raiders in, my thought is the zombie AI should be very rudimentary. Zombies should not be smart. They should not know where the door is, and they definitely should not know which block is the weakest. They should not be able to do that. They should come in mobs. Slow, droning, sometimes maybe even fast, but they should be an unintelligent adversary. When you have the raiders should have a very distinct AI that is separate from the zombies, in that they know where the doors are, they understand what weak points are, and they know basically physics, you know, in that if you take enough off the bottom of it, things will collapse. Just basic stuff that anybody with 2 brain cells running together with scissors has. They should be 2 distinct AIs, and I don't think that the game has that framework. They have animal AI, they have an AI for your mean animals, they have AI for your regular animals. Those ones don't actually make sense either, and then they have the zombie AI, and somehow or another they still have the random function of what I call fluffy-itis, which is when a zombie does something dumb. Like, instead of coming towards you, the AI just takes them running off in some random direction and they start beating on the wall. That would be the random AI that I think a zombie would actually have, and the random rumbling zombies, but I don't think they actually have that secondary AI for the raiders. I think that's the reason why they haven't brought it to the game, because they know if they bring AI to the game, and it's the same thing that's in all of these mods, that people are going to be angry, because let's face it, none of us are happy about the AI in mods. They're just working with what they've got. So it's better to have something with the raiders or the NPCs or whatever. It's cool to have something because we don't have any of it. But if the fun pimps were to actually walk up to the door and say, here's this game, glad you supported us for 10 years, and it was that kind of AI, how many people would actually be happy with it? There's a skeleton for a Raider AI code already in the game and it doesn't work at all. Exactly. It exists, but it's not programmed. I think it's there as a placeholder, and that's what they're trying to iron out without it tanking the FPS, because for some reason, whenever you have a spawn-in of zombies, that spawn-in of zombies, their AI trying to figure out what they're supposed to do when they get into this world, tanks the FPS. Can you imagine how many more calculations a Raider is going to need? As it stands right now, they have it to where they're trying to make it where groups of AIs operate the exact same way and cohesively work as a unit and go do a thing. That way, by bulking them, they go do a thing. They're not using as much, I don't know, RAM or whatever it is. I think I remember them saying something about that, but I'm not sure how far that got. Ferals and some special zombies would be the only zombies without basic dumb zombie. Yeah, if anything, there should be a few that still operate under that. Some of the special ones, like the radioactive ones that are still just the basic zombies, should not change the AI. They should just hit harder and run faster. I'm not even sure that they should have stronger, like, health pools. I'm kind of done with games saying, here's an upper tier bad guy, and the only thing that is different is they have more health and they take more bullets. That's the only difference, which is what the difficulty modifier right now does, is it makes it faster and you have to use more bullets to kill it. That's the only thing it does. Unless you really start playing around with the settings, and then you can see some differences in the AI. But I don't know that the cops should have a whole lot of extra smarts to them. It's bad enough that they spit and cause damage. The bouncy guys, they have a pretty good amount of their own specialty. I think if I was going to pick a zombie that would be smarter than the rest of them, it would have to be the white. That should be the most intelligent. You know, whenever you're watching, I Am Legend, you've got that one zombie that's up front and goes, "Wah!" and all of them do what he says. That needs to be the guy. You need to be terrified to see a white. Even more terrified than a screamer, in my opinion. I think the white being like the big bad guy, there's not even a regular variant of him. There is either a feral or an irradiated version of him. He doesn't feel scary enough anymore. He's just a regular zombie that doesn't have a regular variant. He needs to be the smart one. I'm not even sure that the spiders already, between the regular variant that can jump, 2 blocks, and the radiated version can jump 4 blocks, I think they've got enough. I do think they have enough. Except for maybe give them the ability to open a door. That would be scary. If just out of all of them, the spider can open a door randomly, that would be hilarious. Can you imagine the Horde Nights? The chaos. I do apologize. I know people are probably waiting for me to finish doing the POI, but I think this is a great conversation. I like the storyline of Warm Bodies. Have you seen the movie? Kill the ones that are too far gone, but would cure and reverse the zombieism, or whatever you want to call it. You mean like actually trying to figure out a cure and bringing them back? I do think a storyline that would allow you to cure or stop people from, we have an antibiotic. I don't think an antibiotic should cure zombieism. And I don't think every infection should just be the zombie infection, because you can have tetanus, you can have just like an infected wound. I think the zombie thing, I don't know, virus, pathogen, whatever, needs to be its own separate thing. And you can actually die in a certain amount of days. Kind of like you do in Project Zomboid. You can get hit, slapped, infected, the whole 9 yards, but until you get hit with a specific virus, which I think is actually a setting in there, whether or not it's scratches or saliva that causes it, whichever one. But after you get infected with the zombie virus, then you have a certain amount of days. If you have 7 days from the time you get infected to find the cure, which could be a different type of infection, that would make the game, well, it would make the game shorter if you couldn't figure it out, if you got bit like on day 1. But if there was a special type of zombie that shows up after a certain level or a certain amount of Horde Nights, or, kind of like we have demos that show up after a certain level or whatever, there's a special type of zombie that actually spreads the infection that you have to learn how to cure, that would be cool. And Fun Pimps, I will go ahead and say, if you are watching this and steal any of my ideas and do not compensate me in some way, I will sue. No, I'm joking. I won't sue. I'll be very unhappy probably, but I have a lot of good ideas. Call me. I'm not going to say I have a whole lot of free time. I just have a lot of good ideas, none of which I know how to implement. The sad thing is, the short stories I wrote about your mod list has more story in 7 days than 7 days. Yes, that's true. Most of 7 days is environmental. I think they're going to keep most of it environmental until they start introducing the factions. And that's assuming they ever get to the point where they can introduce factions. Frame rate tanks because the old game engine, yes. There's no excuse at this point after so many years. The game has to be unstable as it is. I think the problem is them not wanting to upgrade, because if they upgrade, then the people who have learned and made and built on this particular type of engine would, same as Bethesda, they would have to learn a new engine. And I'm not sure that they would be able to say they wanted to go up to the Unreal Engine. I don't think they can make this game in Unreal Engine and it function on a normal computer. They would probably have to take out, like, the voxel part of it. Your ability to destroy everything in world, I think they would have to take that out in order to get the game to work. Let the spiders climb? Yeah, at one point, didn't they have the ability for the spiders to go up walls? Because I remember when we were playing, for like the week I played on the PlayStation, there was one time we built a wall and we put a lip over the top of it to keep the spiders from being able to get in. Wasn't that a thing? Didn't they climb at one time? Way long before you ever played? Yeah. Whittle did an infection series, you could only manage the infection. Yeah, if they did something like that after you got hit by a specific type of zombie, and you would always get infected if you actually got hit by that zombie, then that would actually not only give you more tension, which I'm sorry to say, 7 Days to Die should not have ever just been about the Horde Night. The Horde is cool, but the Horde is predictable. Predictability is boring whenever it comes to a video game. If that's the only thing that you have to worry about as a horde, then it leaves it kind of empty. If there was 7 days to die, meaning you have 7 days to find a cure, and that cure can exist in several different ways, and there's a horde night that you have to deal with, and there's factions you have to deal with, that it could get a whole lot more juicy. It could get complicated too for people who don't want the game any more complicated. So let's remember that. Making the game complicated for people who are not interested in complicating the game is an issue. So, I don't know, they have the ability to actually play like this scenario and then the Purge scenario. If you actually had scenarios in 7 days to make it a little bit more customizable, that would probably work. Like if you wanted to play the infection scenario and make it to where zombies gave you the infection, but it's a specific, like the white. If the white could actually infect you, you know when you run face to face with him, if you don't get away and he infects you, you've got 7 days or you have to find a cure. That would be pretty cool. But you wouldn't have to play the infection portion of it if you didn't want to. You could have a horde scenario, you could have the infection scenario. Those are ideas. The Fun Pimp should have really watched this stream, guys. They should really watch it, you know? One overhaul that has all the diseases in it, like the bird flu and such, and once you contract one of those, you're screwed. That would be messed up. There's actually a mod that has all of those? Warzerk has it. Oh no. I wish I could get that beginner excitement back. The only way you can get the beginner excitement for 7 days back is to only play the beginning part of the game. Those first few days where you're hitting people with like a club of wood, the nighttime scares the hell out of you, and things are running, those are the only times you're going to get that beginning excitement back, because after you get to the end game, because the end game hasn't been fixed, after you get to a certain point, there's nothing to the game anymore. Even with the Horde Night, there's really not. Imagine the spider climbing a base and finding a hole in the wall and climbing through it. As you head through the wall, you see it climbing on the ceiling towards you. And worse, if it climbs the wall, climbs the base, climbs the ceiling, and opens the doors for the zombies to find you. That would be messed up. Could they actually program AI to do so? Obviously, AI can be programmed to open doors. This mod does it. They still have climbing as buggy. Yeah, even whenever the humans climb the things, their legs just like they're swimming, so it's weird. Yeah, okay, I think I finally got caught up. Let's get back in. It's almost nightfall, guys. We gotta finish up this POI. I do apologize, but those were a lot of good ideas. The Fun Pimps need to be watching these streams. I need to like clip all of that and put it as one, as like a note to the Fun Pimps. It's like, here, look, my chat has all of the ideas. Just remember though, not every idea can be implemented with the game the way it is, and some ideas in theory, sound fun.
Shiny!
Yes, shiny.
Shiny!
Some theories sound fun, but once implemented are not fun. Like people playing Ravenhurst, the idea of everything being so tactile sounds fun, but in theory is just grindy. Zombie, how you doing? You swim better on a ladder than you do in the water. True. True.
Master, we are not alone.
Hello! Housekeeping. Oh, she went down too fast. Okay. No. I probably should stop using the gun for a little while and attract a screamer. That's what he said? I don't think he would ever say that, actually. Trust me, I have. Oh, okay. You can find me in Discord most days. I'm happy to help. Yeah, there is actually a... I know that there's a lot of folks who don't necessarily have Discord or even want to learn how to use Discord, but we have a whole tech section in our Discord where if you have tech questions like computer questions or how to get this thing working with this thing or whatever, you just post it there and like a couple of days later you've got like a full-on conversation going on about how certain things work. I'm taking your lights. Not hearing anything. I know there's still a bad guy in here though, somewhere. Hello? Where is... Oh.
Incoming enemies.
Oh,
Prepare
there
for
we go, there we go.
conflict.
Hang on. Bad guy incoming. Nice landing! Gotta give up the skooma? Oh no. I have a Discord, but it's hard to use when half of what you need to do is reboot the computer. I don't have or want a smartphone. It's one of the few times it'd be useful. Oh, okay, I gotcha. Where did you even... You probably came from over there. Alright. Fair enough, dude. Fair enough. Lydia, whatever happened to you giving me warnings? Have I pissed you off enough that you're like, I'm just not gonna give you a warning that there's a bad guy here? It's not like I ignore you or anything. That's not funny. That's not funny. I fully think this robot actually hates me.
My senses have picked up something.
I saw it, thank you. You know, it's absolutely useless to have a robot that lets me know that there's a zombie there that I see. Just saying, Lydia. Just saying. I need to drop off. I am so over encumbered.
All systems go. How may I help?
I can hold some BS out of my pocket. Do you have any extra room in your pocket? Yes, you do. Okay. The sun must have come out. It actually got hot in here. We have had rain non-stop for the last couple of days, and it has poured down. So if you're like having a dry spell in your city, your town, or whatever, we have apparently got your rain clouds. Would you care to have them back? You can come get them. We need a couple of days break. My chickens are swimming in their coop. You know there's bad guys in here. They're probably in the ceiling. You have your own rain?
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Don't you touch me. Okay. I have the handy woman trader. Handy woman trader? Okay. Same with the rain here. We haven't been able to get out a new septic tank because it's all in the rain. Good lord. Are you still waiting to get that septic tank in? That was days ago you were talking about that. It's still not dried up yet. We haven't had a fully dry day since... Okay. That was definitely a bullet. It's been like 2 weeks or so. Maybe even 3 weeks we haven't really had anything dry. Thankfully the potato bed was dry enough for me to get all the potatoes picked without having to worry about it too much, but man. I have been waiting and waiting and waiting to pull the onions, and I just don't know if it's going to dry up enough for it. Not that they can't stay in the ground a little bit longer, but I have got okra that needs to go underground. Picked a pack of potatoes? Yes, I did. We got, what was it, 15 pounds? No, it wasn't 15. I remember being disappointed. Hang on. I planted 5 pounds. We got 8 pounds of potatoes back. I'm gonna say that's probably not the way it's supposed to work. Typically, if everything's going well,
It is a pleasure to serve.
you should triple your harvest. And obviously things did not completely go well in that particular bed. I am thinking we're gonna have to do some like grow bags or something like that because I think our soil compacts too much for the potatoes to properly do. There we go, I got something out of it. You have a lot of toxic rain there, it's hard to breathe. You're sending me more. Don't send me any more, stop it. Keep it there. Christensen, keep your rain. We don't want it. Okay, I'm gonna have to figure out something to do with all these because I don't have enough room. Why do I have so many shovels? That one already has that mod. Do you have any room? You can't go in there because you are light armor. Scavenger, you are light, and you are medium. You're the only one who can have it. Alright, never mind. Can't use that mod, can't use that mod. I got some random wood and stone. I don't need those. I'm gonna put these guys on my hotbar and see if I can move. How much are these worth? 50? It's worth a little bit. Okay, we can slowly go to the truck. Somewhere. Somehow. Lydia, can you... Shh. Nope. 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 Can I find a way to the stairs? Probably should have just took the stairs I was right next to. Let's go this way. Or we can fall down this too. That's fine. Okay.
we are not alone.
It's been raining. The ground needs to be dry at least a week. Well, I completely understand. And the worst part is after it stops raining, it's going to take several days for it to dry out at all. I was going to lose a shoe in the chicken house. Okay, I need to open the door to this room because it's got hot. Yep, I just saw out the door. I got a window that's like right from my door. The sun is out, which means the temperature has increased. It's raining even as we speak. Oh, no, 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 no. We just had storms for 2 days. I mean, my gardening journal just basically is a list of all rainy days now. I'm tired of it. Tired of it. Keep it. I don't want it. Why are there hostile chickens here? I am not interested. I have 2 deaths in the server. One of them is from chickens. Okay. Are they freeing their brethren? No, they better not be. This is a good way to tank frame rate.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
I do too. It's ridiculous that you take so many bullets. Don't you do it. I had to make sure. I didn't want to, like, set the mission and then suddenly they come in and kill me. That would suck. Just cleared that entire building. I would hate to have to go all the way through this building just to get it to reset and everything else like that, and I don't get the end loot. Hang on. We need to go drop off. Sorry, chicken. Bye!
Great to see you, Master.
Uh-huh. Okay. And then drop all of the... Wait. Was that a horde of attack chickens? Yes, it was. Restart Gaming, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate. It's for the coffee. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm gonna have to take 5 seconds and change into a pair of shorts. I decided I was gonna put on some jogging pants because the house is a little bit chilly because it's been raining for days. And I am, no joke, sweating right now. It's hot. Okay, that one doesn't have...
It is a pleasure to serve.
Okay. What else is in your inventory? Follow me. I know what I'm doing. Ooh. I just went in somebody's random stuff. Okay. I keep doing that. Keep doing that.
Incoming enemies. Prepare for conflict.
What the hell? Okie dokie. You're heading out. Vixen, you have a great day. I hope everything dries up for you to be able to do what you need to do. Let's go ahead and open these, and open those, and drop those guys off. I don't need to carry... I was just supposed to say I don't need to carry that, but I might as well... If I'm going to take all this stuff to the trader, I might as well take that to the trader too. There we go.
No, take your time. It's fine. I don't mind it when a zombie comes and chews on my asshole.
People think I'm exaggerating when I say all of his lines include his asshole. I mean, I say butthole because you have a little something on your nose. I say that because, you know, my channel and everything, but yeah, I'm not joking. He's just sitting here talking about his butthole. I do think it's interesting that this entire character's existence is built on butthole. It's odd character trait, but I mean, I guess it works. Sell that? Thank you. The game's like, no, I don't think you meant to say. Yes, I meant to sell that. I did. I meant to do the thing. I meant to hit the button. Probably help if I stop going halfway off of my mat. Good grief. All of this crap you'd think I'd be raking in money, but apparently not.
Master, we are not alone.
Okay. And one more shovel. Are you serious? Okay, dog got it.
State your business. What the hell do
Got a
you want
plague of
this
chickens
time?
outside your yard, dude. Let me go ahead and get
Don't
that.
let the door hit you on your way out.
Hello. I need... Actually, this character's already got those recipes. Never mind. I'm thinking about my other character. My character doesn't have those recipes on my other game. Okay. I need to get back to my base. And put my character right quick where she's safe. Stop!
Hey, buddy.
And then run and go find me some shorts.
Why don't you get hydrated?
So Chaplin's final boss were poodles and now Liz's final boss are chickens. That makes sense. Yeah, I guess so. I'm pretty sure Bredicus is just following me around and spawning them in. Yeah. Okay, I have got to run right quick. Now is a great time for everybody to grab you a snack if you need one, grab you a drink. I'm going to run to the restroom, attempt not to fall in my toilet, and I'm going to go ahead and change into a pair of shorts because it's hot. Like, we jumped from probably 70 degrees this morning and it feels like it's about 95 right now, so I shall be back. And I think I'm still good on drink. A zombie chicken being hard to kill is basically a reality, weirdly enough. This means they can run around with several minutes with their head cut off. Yes. Looking for Ray Finkel in a clean pair of shorts? Yes. Let me ask him a few questions. There we go. Are we doing cannon fires? Okay, how you doing? I do apologize. I had to go change. The house has gotten hot. It's only 77 degrees outside. It's gonna be the PC creating all the heat then. Because it is freaking hot in here. Okie dokie. What do we need to do while we're here at the base? Obviously, I need to heal up. And probably top off my drink. Oh no, did I drop my drink in everybody else's stuff again? No, thankfully not. What a PC generate heat? No! Yes, it is very, very hot. I can feel a difference between this room and the room in there. And that's actually where I keep my seedlings, so it's actually kind of warm in there. Man, this room is freaking hot. Okay, am I gonna have enough hydration? No. I do not have any yucca in here, I guess. Get one more of those. Okay, now I actually have to go back and... Not to say that that should be your first impulse, but it was my first impulse. Can I kill him? What you doing here, Rect? You're not going in my base and stealing my chickens. He's actually trying to kill me! Well, that's not fair. I can't kill him. Rex cheating. Richie, when did you leave the game? Your poor dudes are so confused. I was wondering why they were still sitting here. Jenna's there as well? Well, if she's shooting at me, I don't care to go talk to her. What's going on over there? I have no idea. I'm pretty sure someone's spawning stuff in. That's basically the only way that'll happen.
Incoming enemies. Prepare for conflict.
Okay. You jumped out to go to the restroom and you started to fall asleep in your chair? Oh no. Okay, gotcha. No, Healy lady, you're not allowed to do the things. Beer, how you doing? How's your stuff? How's your things? Not sure, first off, what was over there shooting, and secondly, where the thing that was shooting went to, and why it decided to wake up these guys. Well, come on out. I'm not helping you out, dude. I'd prefer it if you didn't sneak up behind me while I was in the process of going through the POI, though. Can't complain, just working. How are you? Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. We were having... Hello! We were having discussions on some of the new updates that they're talking about for 7 days. The, what is it called? The plague? The desert plague? Or, I've already forgot what the new desert bad guy is in the Yeti. And whether or not it feels like it's an immersive archetype for a zombie or something like that. Where did it go? Oh, I guess the dog ate it. The dog ate my zombie. Do you hate when that happens? I did not mean to pick that one up. Let me put it back. Set it down. Thank you, thank you. No, I don't. Okay, now it's my container. So I guess I probably actually need to take that with me instead of leaving my container there. Because that will just be awkward. Actually, no, I've already done this. I've already done this. I've already done this. Stop. We have a rule. Don't pick up all of the things on the second run. Only pick them up on the first thing. And I'm just sitting here picking up random things. Dadgummit. Freaking Aussie waifus. She just came out of nowhere and hit me twice as she was falling down, dude. And of course the doggos pick this in the moment they need to go. Okay, gotcha, gotcha. Enjoy the doggo walk. What is hitting? Lydia, have you been drinking again? I'm being trolled. It's either that or this POI is haunted. One or the other. I'm kind of okay with the idea that 7 days goes all supernatural, though I would like it to be a scenario. Yeah, see, it's haunted. She doesn't have an officer problem drinking. She's fine to fly. Uh-huh. I mean, if it wants to go supernatural, that's fine. But that should definitely be a scenario so people don't get their supernatural mixed up with their zombie. Killed the ghost. It's fine. We can go now. Sam and Dean would be proud. Stop it. Though, admittedly, if we were to speak immersively about the apocalypse and have some I Am Legend feel going on, because that's kind of what I get in The Purge, everything is so quiet. Nothing is going on until 5,000 things are going on, but everything is quiet. And it feels eerily quiet. If things were to start, you know, randomly moving by themselves, doors were open and closing, it would freak you the hell out. It's bad enough it's already kind of creepy because it's all so quiet. You have a server mod messing around with you, Invisible? I'd say, yes, I do think so. I made a burger with a bruschetta bun and can definitely recommend. That does sound good. That does sound good. I am actually very hungry. I had,
Incoming enemies. Prepare for conflict.
Don't touch a thing. Cheek. The dinner out that we had on Saturday? I ate most of my food on Sunday morning, and Bam hadn't finished off his ribs, and I asked him if I could take the ribs. Because he got a full rack and he only ate one half. He usually does that. I wind up getting the other half several days later, so that's what I ate earlier. But it was just like half a rib. Like that big. And that's all I ate. That and a cucumber. Because there was a random cucumber in my refrigerator. Hello. Okay, bye. Welcome back. A cucumber, one singular. Yeah, I just processed all the cucumbers that I had already. I made some dill relish with them, so I didn't have any additional cukes. Otherwise, I could have made like a cucumber salad or something like that. There was just like one cucumber. And I usually pick them off when they get about this big so that they're still nice and tender, and there's no chance of my plant putting on like a full-size cucumber and then going to seed so that it doesn't produce any more cucumbers, because that would piss me off. This early in the season, especially since for some reason or another all of my seeds have failed to germinate. I knew I heard a screamer. Not sure how many floors down she is, but I hear her. Oh good, that's you, not me. Yeah, exactly. She's over here.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Anyway, I decided whenever I made up my cucumbers this year, instead of trying to make pickles or anything else like that, one of the things that I use more than anything else, because I make a lot of salads, like tuna salad, potato salad, stuff like that during the summertime, is I would turn it into relish. So I tried my first relish recipe Friday night? Saturday night, I think. Sunday night? No. Might have been Sunday. I don't know. I can't keep my days track. Anyway, I made those, so I didn't have any extra cucumbers. It was just that one that I had pulled. Pickles to the pickle cave? Yes. Sorry, I'm shooting your computer, not you, in the head. Even though I was aiming for you in your head, I was not managing it. Oh, jeez. Completely wrecked it, too. The screamer has screamed, I'm sure. A few times? They better not break my loot. Hello! I'm getting buffed from zombies that are not part of this POI. Don't do it. Where's your screamer? Oh no, you're the one that spawns in there. Maybe by the stairs would be a good place?
Incoming enemy. Prepare for conflict.
Uh-huh. Why am I using that ammo? Don't use that ammo. Oh my goodness. Be interested to see what 2.0 brings. I've halted most development on mods until I see what they put out. Not much point in finishing. I have to redo everything. Yeah, exactly. I had thoughts of creating a mod, and then I realized not only do I not have the time really to figure out mod work, but having to change it every single time along with making content, I just don't have the time to figure it out. Especially if they haven't settled on some basic things. I'm just gonna wait right here. No, don't do that. Wait for them to come up here. Actually... There we go. Oh, okay. My frames! Who's buffing? I need to get out of this POI. There are the zombies' frames now. All of my frames are theirs. Yep. Guess I get smacked in the back of the head there, so close.
My senses have picked up something.
Where are they now? They're in the room with me.
Terminating operation. System failure. Shutdown imminent.
R.I.P. Yeah. Okay, that took care of that. I don't have a splint? Let me check. Nerp, 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 nerp. Rope. They're destroying the stuff? Yeah, they're probably completely wrecking everything in there. It's weird because I wasn't shooting all that much, so I don't know why one spawned in. And I'm infected again. Can I take that yet? Yeah, sure, thank you. And hydration. I watch all your YouTube videos. I've decided to follow you on Twitch. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate. Welcome over. Welcome to the craziness that is the stream. The stream. I guess I can drop all this stuff off. There does sound like there's a whole lot of seriousness going on over there. I still believe the axe hits for more damage on bulletproof glass, by the way. Really? I did not know that. Yeah, by the time she spawned in like her second batch of bad guys, I couldn't even hardly move anymore. There's no sense in fighting anymore. In fairness, I probably should try to figure out a way off that floor. Just for some reason or another, I was thinking I had a way off the floor. I forgot I fell into that floor. It's fine, though. If that was my first death, I'd probably be a little bit peeved, but that was not my first death. No! I missed the hole completely. That is not something you want to hear him say. There we go, there we go. Gotta coax it in! Okay. The loot is intact? Oh, that's cool. Oh, it's the helicopter, okay. There are still bad guys in the building. Or are they around the— Hello? Oh, y'all broke your way up, huh? What are you doing? Hello. Fancy seeing you here, Bredicus. It's almost like you've been hanging around today. You know, I've kind of felt your presence all over the server. It was weird. I failed the mission, by the way. You've been off doing stuff? Uh-huh. You know what? I'm gonna go over here and get my loot. Wherever it was. It's not in here. You go through here, you go around here. This way. Oh my gosh. What was that lag? Oh man. Oh man. I hit my head. I hit my head, guys. You know, there are a lot of thankful ladies out there I was not born a dude. I can't get it in the hole to save my life. Oh my gosh. Hang on. Wait for it. There we go.
Master, we are not alone.
It's fine. It's a skill issue? Yeah. No. Oh my god. I was trying to adjust my headset, dude. It is definitely a skill issue. It's a me, not them kind of situation. It's fine, though. Gotta ease it in gently. See, I just don't understand this information. Gotta spit on that thing? Yeah, exactly, I guess. Okay, then it was this way, and this is where the loot is. Oh, man. Just having a time, guys. Having a time, you know? At least I got some of the health back. What on earth kind of armor am I? Oh, tier 4s. Never mind. I've got that mod. I've got that mod, and I've got that. Okay, I don't need that one. Coffee? Thanks. I do think how it's interesting inside this particular mod, it's almost like whenever you chop on things or dig on things, if you alternate using the power attack and the regular attack, you never have to actually stop doing it, whereas in the other one you gotta stop and breathe for 5,000 minutes, like I didn't mean to put that in my pocket. Like you've never been in the apocalypse before 5 minutes before. So has anybody got any guesses on how long we think this character has actually been in the apocalypse? Okay. Thank you. Athletic gloves? I had a theory way back in the day whenever food and stuff had dysentery chance that it had been a while since the apocalypse happened, and then they took the dysentery chance off of food, which made the timeline a little bit more confusing. And then they decided to put a date on the bowling alley, so we know what year possibly the apocalypse happened. The only way that the apocalypse didn't happen in 35 was, say, if the bowling alley closed prior to the apocalypse happening. Maybe a year, maybe it's in a bad side of town, so it could have happened sometime afterwards, but it actually looks like it collapsed along with the rest of the apocalypse, so it looks like it happened at the same time. Which would mean that, well, I mean, now the balls are, the nets are on fire. I did not do it. This is not my fault. Ah! That was my fault. I might have gone a little bit too fast around that corner. I can drive. I'm a pilot. Did I get everything out of here? Yes, I did. So, the nuts are on fire. Oh, the humanity. Oh, it's fine. They make a cream for that. It's chill. So, what's some other way we'd have to actually time how long the apocalypse has been going on? Base game, there's still no dysentery chance on canned goods, right? They have not changed that recently, correct? Because, you know, it's been a minute since I played vanilla in the season. I'm pretty sure that hasn't been changed, right? Okay. So, if we go off of logic, most canned goods last between 5 and 10 years. Some can last up to 25 years. I'm not taking the rations into account, because rations can take 25 years to spoil, so they don't count. But things like pears, that's like 2 to 5 years. And if pears and stuff like that don't have a dysentery chance, then the apocalypse is actually kind of fresh. Fresh-ish, yeah. Like your vocabulary? Yes. As fresh as a decaying corpse can get. I don't know. I don't think the corpses would actually take that long to start falling apart. I think there should be varying amounts of decay, which there are on a few of them, but not that many. But as far as the apocalypse, it was easier to gauge when the apocalypse happened whenever dysentery chances were on the food. Because dysentery was there, but the food was not inedible.
Come
Hello.
near me again, and I'll cut you. Quit gawking. Either buy something or piss off.
You got such a rosy personality, dude.
Cha-ching! Thanks, buddy.
Depends on the storage of a can. I'm just speaking in generalities. The peaches and stuff like that would peaches. The pears and stuff last between 2 to 5 years before there's chances of dysentery. Rations, 25 years. Heck, they've got some sea rations from like World War I they're opening nowadays, and people are eating them and not dying, so I'm not going off the rations. But like the regular canned goods, they have a shelf life. And if we're back within the shelf lifetime, that means the apocalypse is not as old as originally thought. Because at one time I had made a video on when I thought the apocalypse would happen and when our character existed. The timeline changed whenever they put the date on someone's, I just noticed that sign was there. They put a sign on the bowling alley, and there's something else. What else had the date on it? Was it apartment buildings or something like that? No, it's the calendar. The calendar has a date on it as well. Yeah, all the calendars now that they designed recently, so now we know what year it was when the apocalypse happened. The calendars are all over the place, yeah. Apparently it was a very, very popular calendar, you know. You're stuck? What do you mean you're stuck? I don't even know where you're at. Hey, my plants are grown. You can't... Where are you, though? Most canned goods stay good unless it's rusty or damaged, even the fruit, as long as storage conditions are somewhat stable. Expiration dates on storage cans are just how to get you to throw things out and buy new stuff. That I know, but there are a certain amount of cans that would be... Given the conditions of most of the buildings that we go into, they would be rusted. I mean, I've had things on my shelf for 5 years or something like that, and they're usually pretty okay, so long as they're not one of the pop-top kinds, because if you get one of the pop-top kinds, the seal around where the pop-top is, that rusts before anything else. And, yeah. It's freshness mostly, but they don't last forever. Yeah, they don't last forever, but there's less of a chance for dysentery if it's within a certain amount of time. I'm not saying store life. I'm saying if, how would you phrase this? If you're a prepper and you look at the dates on how long you expect something to last on your shelf, if you purchased it, if you bought it, if you canned it yourself, that kind of thing, those shelf lives. If you're in the apocalypse, you're not going to look at your sell-by date and say, oh geez, I can't eat this, I'm not going to touch it, it's way past its expiration date. No. I'm talking about how long I would actually, as a prepper, expect something to last on a shelf. Fruit would not last all that long. Or at least, I wouldn't take a chance unless I was starving. I'm just going off of that. If it was like a stew or something like that, that's got a slightly different shelf life, depending on how it was made. Things like that. I do think it's odd that they took the dysentery chance off of the food, but I also thought it was very weird that there was no way of getting the dysentery chance back out of the food. And that somehow or another the food that we created in the world that was the apocalypse was somehow better than the stuff that you can make in the can. And the reason I say that is because the stuff that's made in a factory is the conditions are gonna be better than the apocalypse. Probably not as good as the conditions you would if you were to make them in your own house and you scrubbed your kitchen and canned them properly and, you know, followed the stuff. Irradiated, yes. If there had been nukes, drat. You would figure there would be other considerations besides just dysentery. I take it you got yourself unstuck? No, that was you? Oh. Oh, you got timed out, which means your internet was fluctuating. That's the reason you were stuck. Processed versus non-processed, yeah. Non-processed is more nutritional, but it's not going to last as long. That's correct. That's the reason why people, whenever they start prepping, they immediately fill up their shelves with a whole bunch of processed food, because that stuff will be good in the apocalypse. A Twinkie lasts like 25, 50 years, 100 years is probably still okay. But if you were to home make a Twinkie, that's different. Like, I can make a loaf of bread, and 3 days later, it's not good anymore. I can go buy a loaf of bread, and it's good for like 2 weeks. At least 2 weeks. Way too many preservatives in them. So that's my thought. All the canned goods that we're finding right now have got a lot of preservatives in them. So, I don't know. I don't know. I thought I had the timeline figured out. I wonder if during the 2.0 update that we're going to get any more information about timeline-wise or storyline. So far, I have seen nothing about the storyline or timeline at all. Has anybody seen any information on it? Anybody else who's hitting the social medias and seen all the pictures and keep up with all the news or watch all the videos of everybody doing all the update stuff? Because I wish I had time. Heck, I wish I had time to make those videos. I do not have time to make those videos, sadly. I'm too busy processing peaches. You'll believe it when you see it. Okay, gotcha. I think it would be nice to have more POIs that told a story about the original stuff, like having the POIs that actually show like the rush for gas, meaning people saw it ahead of time, but not enough time to react to going and prepping for things. Not to say that people are the greatest at prepping for things. Twinkies. Thanks. Thank you. Man, a Twinkie. You know, some Little Debbie's right now would be so good. Anyway, oh god, I forgot what I was saying. The Twinkies just messed me up. Oh yeah, the gas station, where everybody was pulled up into the gas station, and not only was there a line of cars that were coming outside the gas station, denoting that people had enough time to get in their vehicle and were trying to get out of an area. That means maybe they had a day, 2 days tops, knowing that something bad was happening. There were campsites actually pitched at one of the gas stations too. Those could have been people on vacation trying to get back home, and they already had tents on them instead of actually being prepared for it. What else? What else is good environmental storytelling that might tell us about when all of this stuff happened? Is that POI? The one where... Well, I also think it's unusual, the one where they're actually in the process of having a party when the apocalypse happened. And you can tell they were in the process of having the party when the apocalypse happened because the lights are still going.
Hey, buddy. You look thirsty.
Oh, thank you
Why
for the
don't you get
hydration.
hydrated?
All of the damaged buildings with things like cars driven into them shows the sudden panic. True. I think there's a sudden panic for the public, but there's a sense whenever you look at the military vehicles and the deployment of the military vehicles that the military knew about it. Because, like, one of the military trucks is sitting at the food place, the Shamway, what is it? Not sitting outside of a Shamway, it's like a Shamway warehouse is basically where they were at. So the military knew that something was coming. There was sudden panic, and it also means that there probably were people driving who were changing, or zombies were running across the road, kind of like in Resident Evil 2? When they get ran off the road by the truck? Could have happened. All the damaged buildings driven into the truck, and there's a quarantine and checkpoints. Yeah, so the military were involved, and so were, like, doctors and nurses and stuff, so they were involved. So what exactly happened to suddenly cause the paranoia? Because I say that like, okay, there's enough foresight for the military to say, we're going to set up checkpoints, we're going to go grab supplies from local warehouses, and we're going to start treating folks and figuring out what's going on. But it was almost like in the process of doing this, suddenly there was a rush on the part of the civilians, people wrecking into things, tents being erected at gas stations, people struggling to get gas to get out of there. So whatever town you're in, people were trying to get away from the town. Maybe they thought that specific town was the epicenter of whatever it was. It should be interesting to find out if we're in, supposedly, Nevada, right? That's where Navasgain was, is Nevada, or is it? No, it's Arizona, right? Could be like there were sightings of things happening, but the things processed faster and faster till the panic set in. Yeah, Arizona, okay. Set in and took over and everything collapsed from there. Yeah. It's almost like every single Walking Dead thing is like, there was a hint that things were trying to be fixed and then suddenly everything tore apart. Or it could be that everything fell apart, the quarantine zones were made as survivors came in. So it could have been the opposite way. Maybe there wasn't really much of a reaction on the military's part until after things went bonkers. Would be interesting to see if there was a POI with enough storyline to tell us which came first, the chicken or the egg, on that one. Where the heck did the teddy bear come from? That's cute. I must find a place for it. Hang on. There we go. From my love of teddies, yes. I spontaneously manifested a teddy bear on the floor. And if we could actually get a list of POIs and just kind of like take the tour, I think you would probably have to do Navasgain because that's the one, that's their setup town where all of the POIs go into it, so you'd have to see. I wish they had a little bit better hands-on city building technique because I don't feel like the towns are immersive. But there is a town in Navasgain where it looks like, whether intentionally or not, one of the tunnels was actually bombed. I guess to isolate people into that area. It seems like the Karen Higashi person is really the epicenter of the zombies, so it'd be a biological weapon thing that went wrong. A pharmaceutical experiment that went out of control and things spread from here. You want to see undetonated warheads as a remnant. That would actually make sense because you would figure at least there'd be a couple of them. And I do think it's weird that we have a pharmaceutical company that was obviously working on, well, between somebody's house with a random big daggum basement and a big pharmaceutical company having access to both types of creatures before the world collapsed. Almost like it was manufactured there and released either accidentally or intentionally. So do you think the actual site for release, one way or the other, was the house or the pharmaceutical company? Higashi is basically Umbrella. I would not be surprised. What if they were trying to make something that made people ageless and they created a zombie? Zombie? Yes, zombie. I think that's the idea Karen Higashi released it. Do you think that maybe she was releasing it because she wanted to find out, or do you think it was released or they were playing around with it to try and counter what was going on at the pharmaceutical place? Or, you know, like Karen's... Here, let me just spitball a basic story. Karen, who is the daughter of this big, not military contractor, pharmaceutical type of thing. Maybe it was her grandfather that started or something like that, and she's a new up-and-comer and she found out what they were doing. But she, as a CEO, is kind of a figurehead. She's not really in charge of anything, but she found out what they were doing, and the people who are in charge, the whole board, don't want to stop doing this. Probably military contract, I would think. They were probably tinkering around with something, created something, contacted the military, say, hey, look, we made this thing, can't we sell it to you? The military said yes, and they started mass producing it for the military. Well, if Karen Higashi found out that her pharmaceutical company, that her dad and her dad's dad created, were actually doing military contracts, and this was against what she was doing, like, maybe it was against her principles or something like that. And she wanted to find either a way to counter what they were doing to try and unstain her family name or something like that, or she wanted to get enough of a sample out in order to expose the truth. And that's the reason she had all that stuff in her basement, was to counter what was going on at the pharmaceutical company. Yeah, her basement lab is in her house, but maybe she wasn't necessarily involved with what was going on. She was trying to counter what they were doing. And the only reason I say that is because typically when you get a group of suits, which is probably what was in charge of the big tower, and then one lonely person, this is Karen's house, chances are the suits are trying to sell whatever it is, and the other person is either thinking they're doing the right thing by doing it because they're trying to save humanity, or they're trying to counter something somebody else is doing. But she's a Karen? But not all Karens, despite the name, are bad. Not all of them. Maybe like 98% of them are bad. Not all of them are. Either an incident or she released it for some reason, like they were going to shut her down or threaten her or something. I think if the obviously we are spitballing random storylines here. If this was her family's stuff and she was trying to figure out how to counter or something like that, I don't think she would have released. I think her threatening to go to public with it would have caused some scientist who had the contract for, or charter or grant or whatever, that had the contract through the military, would have been the one to release it so that they wouldn't lose their job, because once it's released, that means now they're in charge of making the antidote. And the only reason I say that is because it would be weird for a pharmaceutical company to create something and not find an antidote and then not release it, because then how are they going to make their money back from all of that research? They obviously got enough research grants to create the thing. The next step in money-making schemes is to release it so they get called on to make the antidote for it. And maybe it just spread a whole lot faster than they thought it was going to. My brain wrecked. He broke her heart. She wanted revenge. Oh no. Oh no. That's a whole lot of theorizing on story. That's interesting, though. I like spitballing about stories. Are we at daytime now? I think we're at daytime. I've got 9 Twinkies, though. You get a sugar rush off of them. I think we've got enough time. It's raining Twinkies. Don't ask any questions. When it rains Twinkies, you eat Twinkies. It's a cryptopod? Cryptopod? A cryopod. Oh. There is a cryopod. My cryopod now? Okay. Biological weapons sold overseas to the highest bidder because we don't know the state of the world outside of the States. That is true. We have no information on whether or not this first off spread outside of this town because we do get town identifiers as far as like they blocked off streets, they broke down things, they did nuke things, they closed off one of the tunnels, so did it get out? Is it on other continents? And as far as biological weapons, yeah, biological weapons get sold. And even if the biological weapon itself doesn't get sold, the patent for the biological weapon typically gets leaked somehow or another, somebody greasing somebody else's paw. Oh, I see. What's this? Well, it does look like there's handprints. Wonder if somebody shut themselves inside of it to protect themselves from zombies and then got froze. Dee Dee's recharging station, gotcha. There's a lot of beer in there. It's a beer cooler. I mean, I guess if you're going to be in the apocalypse, why not have a cryo beer cooler? Found Ripley? Oh no. Oh no. We're going to have face huggers too, aren't we? You question the USB fans on those things. Yeah, I don't think those work the way that they think that they work. I would figure the coolants and stuff like that would go through here. I don't understand the point in the fans being on the sides of it. But something's obviously in there. I mean, it's blue. And there's handprints. Maybe. Do you want face huggers? Because that's how you get face huggers. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I wonder if that means that the person who's making the Rebirth mod actually has a use for something like that, like they're creating a POI that has those in it. Interesting. Oscar enters the chat. Yeah, exactly. So this year, whenever we do Alien Isolation, are we doing vanilla? They had somewhere to be. Are we doing a vanilla run on hard mode? Is that what we decided this time, was just to do, like, since we've done so many mods in a row, we've decided to do vanilla, or are we going to do, like, smoke isolation? I know that there were several people who were like, don't do a really tough when it gets bogged down. Do a regular one. And then some people were obviously saying you should probably do a harder mod. I can say I don't think without the super revolver I would want to do 5 aliens again. 3 aliens maybe, not 5 aliens again. Not without that. The Zomberts broke your vendo? Is there a screamer near me? I don't hear one. That must be you, dude. That's all you. That's your screamer this time. Yeah, I don't hear one. Oh, it's a random. Okay. That's a weird looking chicken. That's a cool looking fish. Fish. Cat. Yes. Oh my god. I'll just... Whenever my brain decides to... load things incorrectly, it just replaces files. What is this? Use fruit machine? Why? Why is there a fruit machine? Xenomorphs look like wrecked. Imagine moving like they do. There is one mod out there now that, Darth Phoenix, thank you so much for the resub. What is that, 31? 31 months? Daggum, thank you. Holy crap. Thank you, I appreciate. There is a mod that turns it into Thomas the Tank Engine. I don't know if there's any other silly mods. That's a nice melon machine you have there, apparently. Apparently. It's about time I got some nice melons. Let's go up here. I meant to check these guys earlier. See, they don't actually do all that well. At least I don't feel like they do all that well. I'm pretty sure the plants are actually okay, though. I think. Just randomness. Can I? Okay. Ow, man, I was wanting to get him on the scales. Look in my chicken pen. Oh. There's a whole lot of machines. Why is there a bear in with my chickens? Does he lay eggs? Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do? No, 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 no. No. No, 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 no. It's a weird looking chicken, yeah. It's a very weird looking chicken. I'm not touching it. Nope. Nope. I'm not walking near it. You walk near it. I've only seen the Choo Choo Charles Thomas the Tank Engine mod. Yeah, I saw Psycho playing it. Of course, Psycho does like the entire game in like 4 hours. So most of the time you don't actually see Choo Choo Charles. He does pop out of the vents every now and then though. He's got it down so fast that like there's times he'll go through entire sections and you'll never actually see the alien because he moves that fast. Lego, how you doing? How's your stuff? How's your things? We are taking a peek at some of the random things that are inside the mod. Why is there a bear in with my chickens? Why are these machines? I guess you probably could store your money in them. Why not? I don't think it's okay. I see you in there. I see you. We can all see you. What you doing? Into server chaos? Yeah, why not? Why not? Some chickens escaped. My chickens even look distressed, dude. Why a bear? He's letting my chickens out? No, 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 no. Don't let all of the chickens out. If you do, all of the frame rate will die. I have like 30 chickens or something, or 50 chickens in there, I think. If you get them all out at once, the server will die. I don't know. I was thinking about doing smoke isolation for the alien isolation. We could do 3 aliens and smoke isolation, which is basically like I have none of the weapons. All I have are smoke grenades. I think that would be kind of fun. The only issue I have is we all know how YouTube compression works, and it would probably wind up looking like a whole bunch of crap on a majority of the videos. And since I'm not a speedrunner on Alien Isolation, that would be a lot of videos where people can't really see what's going on. So I was looking for more ideas. on that one. What are the challenges of people seeing Alien Isolation? We've already done... We always play on hard mode. I don't do nightmare mode just because I need the map. I got a horrible sense of direction. If they did nightmare mode with the map, I would do nightmare, but I don't. I just do hard mode, so there's no do nightmare mode. I'm not going to do it. I'm just not. Can't. Cannot make me do it because I will get lost and we'll spend 5 years trying to figure out which hallway I'm supposed to be on. He put a hole in my base. I have seen... We have done 3 aliens. No extra anythings. We just did the 3 aliens. So multi-alien mod. With the troll alerts and sound alerts, meaning people could actually take advantage of my keyboard and stuff, and they could play sounds that will keep me locked in place for a while thinking that there's an alien around. We did the multi-alien mod, this time with 5 aliens, and the super revolver. And of course we did do a nightmare run, which is the reason why I found out I don't like nightmare run. Liz Reaper, Bredicus, and Grey chained together. Oh, the game chained together? I don't think that that would work. We'd have to have, for every single server, or every single stream, we'd have to have everybody on there in order to do it. That would be the only problem. The stun lock run? Yes. And this time, sadly, we won't have troll alerts because the server for the troll alerts have been shut down. And I don't think that the... What is the name of the other mod where... Mischief Maker or something like that? I still don't think that they do Alien Isolation, so sadly. Do that as a one-off. Maybe for the 12-hour stream, we can do that one as like a section. That would be interesting. For anyone who does not know that is a part of the stream right now, I am also over on the YouTubes. More to Me for Life VODs, VODs. Right now, we are sitting at like 640 something, I think somewhere around there, subscribers over there. Subscribing over on YouTube is free. If you happen to be interested in this type of content, please head over there and subscribe. We are currently trying to do a push for 1,000 subs on that channel. Whenever we hit 1,000 subs on that channel, we will be doing a live stream both there and over here on the Twitch for 12 hours. If we happen to hit the 1K within 1 month, from the time of the issued challenge, I will be dyeing my hair as well. Crab walking. Tigers came in here and started crab walking. She won't ever do it on camera, so you guys don't think I'm just going nuts.
It's fun.
Because it's fun? Okay. So,
Fun
if
to do
you...
it off camera because I randomly make you laugh.
That's true, that's true. How's the irrigation working out with the makeshift fixes? I don't know because we haven't had to run it. We've been having rain for like 3 weeks now. Off and on, more or less. I've only had to run it once, and that one time that I ran it, it ran fine. We know you're going nuts? That's probably true. That's probably true. Also, I don't know exactly when we'll hit the 1K, but I think it'll probably be this year or next year on the channel. So if you happen to have any ideas for good games to play for a 12-hour stream, if y'all could put them in the Discord in the We Have a Death Whisper section. That's actually not the name of the section. We have a section called Suggestions. That would be a great place to put it. Great place. There you go. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Oh, no, not down. Oh my gosh, frames. Frames. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Ugh.
Senses have picked up something.
There we go. That was an interesting noise. Is there a train somewhere? Have I seen this truck? I don't know. I feel like I haven't, but I probably have. I'm just gonna say it again. That's a cool truck. I probably have seen it already, though. Like I said, my memory is so great I could plan my own birthday party. My own surprise birthday party? And I would be surprised! Okay, was there anything else from the mod that we wanted to look at? Because we know that this is the last day. Is there any other things? Trains, no trains here? No spider legs? What do you mean? What an odd thing to say. Thought I was only following? Unless it was YouTube? Ah, okay, gotcha. Someone raided the casino? It does have casino vibes. Can check out some of the custom POS. Somebody said something about there being a Raccoon City Police Department. Can someone show me where that POI is? I want to see it. I have not... Should I save it for my other playthrough? Because I might run into it. But I kind of do want to see it.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
That zombie was doing all that work trying to change that tire. Oh, it's a screamer. She thinks she's a mechanic. Uh-oh. Stop following me. Stop following me! Rude. Umbrella Corps is boring. Don't go there. I mean, it's okay as a POI, but nothing special. Really? Well, that's disappointing. Okay, are there any cool POIs? Looks very unusual with that big statue on top of the base. It was disappointing? Oh no. Yeah, we were playing around. There's a couple of random textures and stuff like that that exist inside the mod, and we just want to take a peek at them because this is the last day. So, well, the last day in here, not the last day I'm playing this mod. I'm actually playing a different playthrough on my main YouTube channel. I know I was just talking about the VODs channel, and please, if you're here watching a live and you're enjoying the live, please subscribe on the VODs channel. But on my main channel, if you like watching videos, I'm playing the Purge of this, so the Purge scenario. So no, I'm not stopping playing Rebirth, we're moving on to a different server. Well, the structure looks really good. How do people have the... Okay, not only is it the patience to get the details on something like this, but the ability to make them even. It doesn't matter how many times I count something, I always wind up building it off. Somehow. Some way. It's wrong. I mean, I know that there's like a copy and paste type of thing where you can take a section and paste it over there, but I never figured out how to do that much of the POI editor. Is that supposed to be where you're running from, X or whatever his name is? What's the guy? Hannah, is this the police department? That would be... Which one is it where you're running from the Nemesis? And which one is it when you're running from the X? The guy with the hat, or whatever his name is. I didn't really think that the guy with the hat was cool. I thought Nemesis was cool. Resident Evil 3 is Nemesis. Okay. I just thought the guy with the hat and the, you know, the... Basically, he's just a big buff dude, or whatever. I thought it was kind of cheesy. Resi 2 is the police... Mr. X. Okay, it's Mr. X. Yeah, it wasn't my favorite bad guy. And both of them are at the police department. Okay, okay. For some reason I was like having this thought in my head that it was both of them, but I thought maybe I was getting my stuff wrong. I feel like I ran through sections of a helicopter crash from both of them. You like Mr. X? I thought he was kind of cheesy. I really thought he was kind of cheesy, but this POI looks really cool though. Is there a hallway with dogs? But yeah, the irrigation system, even though it has been rigged, for those of you who didn't know, here I am plugging every single one of my things of content. I also have a gardening channel. That's what they're talking about. I also have a gardening channel. I just posted a video of the rigging irrigation thing that we did because I bought all of the wrong parts. It's sad because I spent all winter long putting together all the money and getting a list of everything I needed. I had a detailed sketch drawing. This is kind of the same way building my POIs work. I had a detailed sketch drawing of how I was going to do the irrigation, and then when I went to go buy the parts for the irrigation, I ordered all the wrong stuff. And I couldn't afford to afterwards because we bought the parts and then we waited until it warmed up to set it together. It was already past when I could have shipped it back. We just had to make do, you know? Oh, well, this looks cool. Okay, yeah, they did a really good job. At the very least, when you walk around and look at things, it's like, I definitely know where I'm at.
Master, we are not alone.
Are we not? Question. Blah! There is actually a mod where you can do the, it's not the police department, it's actually the manor. The Spencer Manor, I think is what it's called. There's a mod when you can play that and it actually has like limited inventory and you've got basically one life and things like that. I wonder if whoever did this could potentially help them out in making that POI better. Or if it's the same person, maybe they've gotten a whole lot of experience and that mod might look a little bit better. Because I hate to say it, Spencer Manor was not impressive in 7 days as it was obviously going through it the first time. It wasn't as easily recognizable on where you were at. The Umbrella Core POI didn't even look like anything in particular until they plopped the laser hallway down the bowels of that POI. Really? Interesting. Could play around a Dead by Daylight in there. Yeah, I reckon you could, couldn't you? I have a mission for Umbrella Corps if you want to have a look. Yeah, sure. We got a little bit more time. Let's go take a peek at that one. Looks like there might be a bit of a problem going on with that POI. That POI is rigged to blow when you're on a mission. Oh, I did not know that. Well, that is good to know. I won't know that for later, though. We probably need to party up so everybody can find everybody. It's easier to see. I feel like I've seen this before. I've seen this set up right here before. I don't think I've ever seen Umbrella Corps. Did you park on top of that car? Never mind, there's no car. It's fine. Are y'all doing the final horde? No. We can do the final horde the next time we climb on. This doesn't have to be the final day. I'm fine with waiting one more horde, because, I mean, we just did a horde last episode, so... Just teleport everybody over here. Too late. Chaplain, do you want to join? I'll get there. Wait a minute, we're asking permission to TP people now? Last time we just teleported him in the middle of our horde and said, here, take care of it, chappy. I'm sure he appreciated it. We needed backup. Okay, sure, let's go. Let's go. Okay, we've got 3 minutes to clear this POI. Let's do it. I don't see this happening. Okay. Where are the bad guys? Why is everybody still outside? Oh. What the heck happened? That was like the hardest load that ever happened. Yeah, everything froze. I walked inside the building and walked back out and everybody was just frozen. That was crazy. That was the longest reset I have ever seen on a POI. Your internet's being weird. Everything still looked outside. Oh yeah, it's like everything was just frozen. Put them Twinkies in my hot bar. How long does this last anyway?
Oh, yeah.
Alright. Where's bad guys? Hello? Pardon? Hello? Look at the plush interior on this one. This reminds me of Prey. I thought we would run into somebody now? I guess. Oh, okay. So how do we find our way into the lab? Shouldn't there be like a... I'm here? Yes. Wolfenstein, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Lab? Oh, down... Okay. Oh, did the zombies finally spawn in or
Incoming
something?
enemies. Prepare for conflict.
Okay, I'm prepared. Okay, now this part looks a little bit more recognizable. The upstairs part I did not recognize. I'll wait for everybody. Hey, Asha Kitten, how you doing? Was that Poltergeist? Yes, it was. They're here. Most of my alerts and everything else like that are like 80s and 90s, like shows and stuff. I have an affinity for those era movies and things. Hello. Bad guys, wakey wakey. Woo, our frames, dude, our frames. My zombie radar says that we're on the wrong floor. We need to go back down. The IT department. Oh, we should definitely ask these people a couple of things. Okay. Alright, what did that open?
I've got a bad feeling about this.
All of the servers. Can you imagine how much information is on Umbrella servers? Good grief. Zombies eat frames. Zombies eat frames. We broke the server? Don't do that. Ah, here we go. This is where all the magic happens. I'm hearing lots and lots of bad guys. Where's the Red Queen? Hello? Oh my gosh. Aha. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, dude! The Red Queen is on your desk? Oh. It's probably not the best place for it to be. Good morning! Rise and shine, we have a quota. And the POI is tanking my FPS. Yeah, I've got like maybe 20 if I'm lucky FPS in here. Maybe. I've got 16. Never mind. I have 16. This is a very large building. Oh, that's all. Nice. Where's that zombie going?
Incoming enemies. Prepare for conflict.
These bad guys literally do not stand a chance. I'm just sitting here having a slideshow of them. Interesting. Mess hall is clear. So, what's over here? Did you enjoy your Taco Bell? Let's back up to the IT department. So, where? It's back at the lab. I'm back at the offices. Okay, alright, uh-huh. That's a big hole. That's what he said? Let's hope that's not what he said. That'd just be mean. Morgue. I don't recall them having a morgue if they didn't use it. Oh. Crematorium!
My senses have picked up something.
Good grief. Nice! I got that in slow-mo. Not intentionally in slow-mo, but I got it in slow-mo. Viral labs. That's where we need to go. That's where the good stuff is. It's gotta be where the good stuff is, right?
Enemies. Prepare for conflict.
Oh yeah, that's all the bad guys right there. Come on. I have friends for you to meet. Lydia, stop teabagging me! Woman? Oh, I'm frozen. Lydia! Oh my gosh, are you getting great action shots from the inside of my nostrils? Okay. Okay, that was a weird sigh. How do I get down? Elevator. With the funk? Down with the sickness? We're missing stuff? Yeah, I know. It's fine. I'm going to the viral lab. Ooh, they had lizards and stuff over here. Look at that. We're taking the tour. At least the labs kind of look like labs. I guess this would be the plant area. I'll be honest with you guys. Which one was it? It was Resi 2? I think? Where you had to go down there and you had to fight the plant people? The plant zombies? Is there something on the other side of this? There's a boss. Yes. That's right, in the remake, I haven't played any of the remakes, so I don't know about the remakes. From what I remember, it's the one that's got Leon, but it's whenever you're playing as Claire. Right? Plant 42? Yeah, Plant 42. Okay, all the way around,
Prepare
maybe?
for conflict.
That doesn't sound good. How did we get over here? That was great. Hey.
You're not alone.
OB deck. AB2. You brought us some friends? I appreciate you bringing us friends. Does anybody have any more friends? Nice. Test in B. ENV. What is this? Ooh! There's a whole damn city under here! That's cool. No wonder the FPS tanked. Yeah, no kidding. How do you get out there? Can you get out there? This would be great if I was doing it with something more than 15. Ah! It's a practice town. Uh-huh. This bathroom doesn't have a bathroom. I hope nobody needed to go. Lots of books. Okay. Whew. The lack of frame rate is getting to me. Blech. It's a matter of principle? Uh-oh. That's pretty special right there, the whole city underneath thing. But yeah, that explains the reason why there was so much lag when it reset, but that is crazy. Observation deck. Okay, okay. I guess this is where they worked on certain variants. Lab 1. This is a big lab, too. What was that? Cool.
I've picked up something. Prepare for conflict.
What is even going on right now? I mean, I get it, there's a Dust Whisper going on, but what about the POI is what I want to know. Are we done with this bottom section? It just dead ends here? I don't see any other areas you can go to. Where's the way down? Was there more down? You found the G-Briars? Should probably put it back. Oh, okay, so there is more down. Okay, here's some elevators, but it stops right here, so this is how we got down here. Is there another group of elevators that we're missing? Had to deal with old car BS, gotcha. Yeah, I didn't see any elevators over here. Oh, you remember? Where? Everybody follow Gray! Oh, I'm hungry. I ate a Twinkie. How many death whispers could you possibly do?
Oh, yeah.
That scared me. Oh, it's a vent. We're venting? We're sus? Okay. You bought the game today. How do I survive? Zombies are killing me and I don't have a weapon. The first thing that you need to do is go through the tutorial. It'll be in your top right hand side where it says, over there it says clear area. At the beginning, whenever you're playing on vanilla, it'll have a series of items for you to do to start out. You'll learn how to make your bedroll, how to make clothes, how to make your basic tools, and how to make a club. That club is your lifeline until you can get higher up. And basically, stay off the ground and make yourself some frames as quickly as possible because you can use frames to get off of the ground. But yeah, the tutorial that they put into the game actually helps you craft all of your beginning stuff. And the other thing is, let's see, how else do you survive? Take your time, sneak, draw bad guys out of buildings, and do missions because doing the missions will give you extra income and it will give you some of your higher tier items plus the occasional time where it will also help you get healing items. And your first 4 points, whenever you get to them, put 1 into your iron gut. It'll show you how to do your points, but put 1 into iron gut, put 1 into your stamina, which I've already forgotten. Can anybody put down what the 1 for stamina? Iron gut, the 1 for stamina, the you're not going until this gets here? Yeah, thank you. And the bow, yes, and the bow. Definitely make the bow because the bow will actually allow you to kill them for a little bit of extra damage, which is a really good one. Make yourself several arrows before you go into a POI. Turn down the difficulty, yes, until you learn. And the bow is OP, yeah, the bow is OP. So hit up all of the nests, get yourself some ways to make some arrows. Yeah, there's a lot of tutorials on YouTube on how to start out the game. But those are my things. Go through the tutorial that it puts you on, put it on a lower thing, make the bow, make the club. The club is really good because if you hit them a couple of times, it'll knock them down and allows you to back up and get some of your stamina back. The stamina is the hardest thing to deal with in the base game early on. So that and food. But doing your missions will help you get the food situation taken care of. Those are some of the tips for early stuff. Okay, sorry. Okay, let's go. Stand clear. Yeah, all right. Oh, the cages.
I've got
yeah,
a
that's
bad
right.
feeling about this.
Oh, the 4 things. The stamina. Put it in for your stamina. There's one that says it'll help you recover stamina. Put it in that one. Put it in the one for your iron gut, which helps you retain food for longer. Put one into your melee weapon, which will be a club to start with. It's a really good weapon to start with whenever you're learning. As a matter of fact, it's one of the more OP weapons the more you progress. And then, what's another good one? I wish I actually had the same menu, it would be a whole lot easier. What is that making that noise? Oh yeah, the one for your workbenches is like one of the other ones because it takes a little while to open up all of that stuff. And the sooner you put the points in, the sooner you start getting books for that particular thing. And once you put points into, I think it's under intellect. I do apologize, I'd actually pull it up and show it to you, but I'm playing a modded version and our menus are not the same. So, it's under intellect and it'll have a spot where it says this opens up, like the forge and the workbench and stuff like that. Whenever you put points into those items, you will start finding books for those particular things that will allow you to make better tech. So that's the ones that I would recommend. And whatever you do, I don't care which kind of content creator tells you, do not spend some of your first points into the healing one. That one's actually in here. Hang on. Good heavens. Healing factor. Don't put anything into healing factor. It will give you health back while you're just sitting still. The problem is that it burns through your food. Whenever you put 2 points, as you level, you'll get more points. After you get 2 points into your iron gut that helps you hold onto your food, then put a point into healing factor that will help get you some healing. If you do it before then, you'll burn through your food so fast you won't be able to work fast enough to feed your character to heal up. Is that one actually in here? Cardio is the one that I was talking about for stamina. And a physician, if you get a point in a physician,
enemies. Prepare for conflict.
it will allow you to heal better. Definitely take your first couple of days and look through your menus. The character menu, this menu is not going to look the same as mine, but look through this menu and read what it tells you. Because each one of those, they work through a specific thing, they have a specific weapon attached to it, and stuff like that. So definitely read through those, read through all of your menu. Whenever it's like evening time, it's a great time to start reading through your menus. Okay. You didn't see nothing? Yeah, read everything on screen. It's very easy to remember to read all of the menus on your screen and everything else like that. Read all of the menu screens under tab where you make certain things. You can type in stuff that you want to make here. It'll isolate here. It'll have a lock symbol over here if you need something in order to build whatever it is. And it will typically tell you by hitting this book. And also, it doesn't hurt to watch a few tutorials for this particular game because there's a lot of information that's just not covered in the tutorial section. But take your time and expect the first couple of runs that you do to probably not turn out the best. And you'll probably want to eventually find the weapon that you prefer to use. Because there's a lot of different weapons, melee weapons, and, you know, shooting weapons and stuff. I don't know why I pulled out my nail gun to do that, but, you know, whatever. You can even click the book icon on the items to give you more information. Yes, and everything that you pick up, there's a spot where it has recipe on it. I'll show you that. Like right here, it has this tab that says recipes. Anything that you can craft with it will show up here. So, if you don't want to watch a tutorial, but you want to be able to craft, it'll show it there. And if it's restricted because it has to be created on a workbench instead of in your pocket, it'll have an icon showing you what workbench it is. You have your backpack to craft in, the forge, a workbench, a chemistry station, the campfire. So it'll have those different symbols in there. Whoa. Can I have a greenhouse like this? There goes all of my frames. Wow. I have 10. What, a greenhouse a mile under? Yeah, no kidding. I would say this is more of a hydroponics area instead of a greenhouse, though, but eh. Not sure how flavorful hydroponically grown food can be because it doesn't get any of the nutrients from the soil, but I guess, you know, it'd keep you alive. Oh. Hi, guys. I do apologize. My voice is going. Whoop. Okay. Herb lab? Not herb, it's herb. Obviously. Oh, I'm hungry
Incoming
again.
enemies, prepare for conflict.
I'm gonna eat all of my Twinkies.
Master,
How much
we are
food
not
does that give
alone.
me anyway?
Oh, yeah.
4 food. No wonder. Good grief. Twinkies? Lots of Twinkies? Yeah, but these things only give like 4 food. I'd have to eat this. I would have to hotbox this entire thing to get full.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna have to hear that. I have to keep hearing that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's a lot of Twinkies. Some real food, thank you. Alright, that'll do. Did I have anything else to drink? Yeah, I got a coffee here. Let's do that.
Incoming enemies, prepare for conflict.
I hear a screamer.
Master, we are not alone.
There's like people living in their roof. Oh lord. Oh, it's a button. Bong. I'm not sure that this is the way we're supposed to go. I think we've already been in here. Maybe. I think this is a shortcut to get back out of here. Europe, Asian signal. Wow, lots of bad guys. Good heavens, there are so many random noises. Okay. What's the likelihood she's gonna find her way down here? Central Command. I have to question your definition of impressive if this POI did not impress you. 0, she's dead. Okay, gotcha. I'm gonna say there are certain sections that have impressed me of this POI, but not all of them. Ooh.
My senses have picked up something.
Just because there's a lot of open area, like long hallways of nothing, and then a whole bunch of frame droppage. And do you have any more questions about early playthrough of the game? If you have any like specific questions, I can definitely answer them. But as far as random tips, those are really the only random tips I have. It just takes playing it several times and looking through all of the things. Thank goodness there's no friendly fire. I could have swore there was friendly fire on. Ooh. That's cool. Oh, so they do actually have a spot for the Red Queen. That's cool. I mean, at least they did give you the vibe of it, though. Bleh. Good grief. Flames! Ooh, the door locked? Uh-oh. Yeah, it wasn't Umbrella until it was here. You're on for 7 frames? Missed some zombies upstairs? Uh-oh. Yeah, I see. I mean, there were a couple of sections that did kind of feel that way. Like whenever you first walk into the lab, that section felt like we were going under Umbrella. This right here and this in here does seem like it. We should definitely go back up and find the missing zombies. Oh, this hallway. Oh my gosh. I guess it all depends also on whether or not you're taking your inspiration from the movie or from the game. This is why they died in the laser hallway lag. Yes. They died in the hallway because of like 5 FPS. Ask how you doing? How goes your week? Yeah, I did not, during all that chaos, I did not know Reaper had logged in. Okay, how do we get back upstairs? There was a vent that gave us a quick way up 1 floor. Where was that? Very, very sneaky, Reaper. Central Command. Over here. Ah, over here, over here. Okay, and it looks like, even from here, it's another floor up. Where's your door? There it is. Testing lab.
Master, we are not alone. Incoming enemies. Prepare for conflict.
I think she's actually on the top. She might be one floor up. Okay. Never mind. We still have to figure out how to get out of here, though. Lab? Aha! Right here. Huh. Well, that did not work. There we go. A lecture hall? Umbrella Corps. I actually kind of thought it was funny back when Umbrella was doing commercials and stuff like that, the nice calm lady voice that they always had doing Umbrella commercials, and then Kaiser Permanente, which I guess is like a medical group or something like that, but it was almost like Kaiser Permanente copied the sounds and the feel of Resident Evil's advertisements. It was actually kind of creepy and hilarious. This is not the way. Maybe it's over by the mess hall? You had 2 doctor's appointments this morning and got up at like 3:30 a.m. last night. Oh, good grief. You got the rest of the day to do whatever? Gotta find admin? Well, this is a whole bunch of offices. This makes sense. IT? I remember IT. Okay, admin? Ah, here we go. And then the broken stairs. There we go. We're outside. Oh my goodness. But that was the Umbrella Corps. That is a pretty interesting building and a lot of good concepts. The problem is because of the size and scope of the Umbrella Corps, that means a whole lot of empty long hallways. And for the size of the building, there's not actually a lot of zombies because if you try to put them in there, you will wind up with 0 frames. No frames! Don't know where your seeker went? It's a decent POI, just don't always read Umbrella. Yeah. Also, a lot of frame droppages and Problem got bored and wandered off. Yeah, probably. I mean, he'll show back up. He's probably exploding something nearby. Now we measure in seconds per frame. Oh god. Okay, so what we need to do, because we are done with the stream. Everybody, if you are enjoying this stream, have enjoyed the stream, I would appreciate a follow over on the Twitch and a sub over on the YouTubes. If you guys don't mind, I would greatly appreciate it. Hit some likes and stuff like that, and I will see you guys tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are going to be playing some Fallout 76. I actually have no idea what we're going to be doing. I think we're still doing the alien stuff. So we're going to find out what we're going with there, but we also have some basic missions that still need to be accomplished. So yeah, that's what we're going to be working on tomorrow. And the next day, Friday, because that's how days of the week work, good lord, we're going to be playing some Outlast Trials, but we're not going to be doing the hard, sweaty challenges of, what do they call that? What was the hard, sweaty missions called? I can't remember. I'm having a no-brain day, guys, by the way. I had a long weekend and everything. So, trying to remember the name of the stuff. I can't. Where to, sir? Yeah. We're not going to be doing the harder missions, so it won't be quite so strenuous. I'm just going to be trying the regular missions to get my A+, which is still kind of sweaty, but not that bad. Okay? So I will see you guys then. YouTubes, let me see if I can find you guys somebody to redirect to, and I do apologize. My voice is just going. It's doing a thing. Alright, I cannot redirect over on the YouTubes. I don't have anybody that I am subscribed to right now that is currently streaming. So I do apologize, guys. I will see you tomorrow. I don't even have tomorrow's stream already up because it messes up my Discord. So I haven't even got that up there to direct you guys over there. But I will see you tomorrow. You guys have a wonderful day with that, and you stay shiny. Bye! Bye, YouTubes!